Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. It's 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Back with another live stream. Yeah, did you see that senator in California? Pretty crazy. Dude cries like a baby, he gets arrested. They put him in handcuffs. They got him on the ground, and he was loving every second of it. That Air India crash was that was insane. The one survivor, they said he jumped out of the plane. I don't know if that's I mean, he would have had to have jumped out of the plane. How else do you survive something like that? The plane blew up. The plane was a fireball when it hit the ground. 240 people, I think. Just insane. Just crazy. Hey, man, what's up? What's going on? Do you think Trump is testing the waters with the base with the amnesty stuff? Yeah, it's just not a good messaging, if you will, just because of, I mean, it seems like we finally started to ramp up the deportations with the raids to where they were targeting not only the criminal, I mean, technically they're all criminals, but you guys know the criminals that are committing other crimes in the United States outside of just being illegal in the country. It seemed like we were ramping those up, and then immediately Trump balks on it. So it's a bit of a problem. So I'm going to go through some of this and really see what Trump said. And this dude survived and then just walked out. I mean, this is insane. Yeah, supposedly this is the one guy that survived. He jumped out of an emergency exit because of where his seat was located. I don't know how else he would survive that. Imagine jumping out of a plane right when it's about to crash, but if he actually did that, that's insane. What's up, everyone? What's going on? Elizabeth Warren crying. Yeah, Elizabeth Warren films herself as she is getting in a car. I don't understand why politicians do that. Maybe wait until you get in the car and then film yourself. It's just strange. Can you not just wait 3 seconds? She's trying to finagle with her seatbelt. She's like, hey, they arrested him. They arrested him. They're evil. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do you mean about Trump folding? It's about the news on the Trump saying that we need to keep some illegals in the country because the farmers want it because they've been here for a while. Here, I'll show you what I mean by it. Well, this lady, look at these eyes. Just look at this.
Call it what it is, a disgraceful abuse of power. Senator Padilla was handcuffed and dragged out of for daring to ask a question.
But he wasn't even asking a good, I didn't even know what the question was. He's like, oh, you're deporting people. Yeah, we're what's even the bad question? I don't understand it.
Gentlemen from California seek recognition.
Your parliamentary inquiry. As a combat veteran, I want to know what this House is going to do, but because a senior senator was attacked, illegally attacked, and drugged to the ground. Mr. Speaker, I move that the House now be adjourned.
He shouldn't have been there, old man. Shut up, old man. He shouldn't have been there.
Look, I've always been in favor of students coming in from other countries. That includes China. And we have 500,000 Chinese students coming in. I've always been in favor of it. Does it mean that you have to watch people? Yeah, you have to watch students, but you have to watch other people also. I've always been strongly in favor of it. I think it's a great thing. It's good for our schools. I think it's good for our country. I'm also in favor of having them stay. I've been in favor of letting them stay. If you get educated for 4 years, you're willing to get educated for 4 years. I like people being able to stay. You know, they have some great students.
So this thing about the foreign students, I believe this was part of that trade deal that Trump announced that we still don't have a lot of details on, but there were negotiations. It was a big deal. I mean, the big tariffs that were on China, the reciprocal, they agreed to bring them down, and supposedly this was part of it because Trump made a mention of this in his initial announcement on the supposed, I mean, again, we don't have a lot of information, the supposed trade deal between the United States and China. This was part of the appeasement in terms of the U.S. giving up. And the U.S. is getting, because we needed rare earths. I mean, there's a big problem with the rare earths. We need access to certain rare earths from China, and they were cutting us off. And Gavin Newsom doing a victory lap over Trump, folding on I know. The other thing is, it's the timing of it. You know, Trump, any hint of weakness, these liberals are going to take a victory lap because they're really pushing against these deportations. I mean, it's deporting illegal immigrants, but now Trump says, well, no, we're actually not going to deport some of them because the farmers need them. And it's really, I mean, people in the United States would do manual labor, but you have to pay them more, and the farms don't want to pay them more. That's really what it is. Phil, wow, $50. That's a nice one. I appreciate that. $50, no message. Who abused their power? He busted in. The agent did his job. Oh yeah. Well, he wanted a confrontation. He wanted to be thrown on the ground so he could say he's a victim. And that's exactly what he got, unfortunately. I mean, so that's why I said in my video, maybe I'd rather him ask his question and get the fuck out, because now he gets the spotlight. But it's irrelevant. He looks like a clown. But the Democrats will. Why do you think Newsom has been like, arrest me, daddy, arrest me? That's basically what he's been saying to Trump. I mean, I believe so. Are you Trump negotiates like this all the time? Well, now I think this is part of the negotiations, these Chinese students. Guy did a roll off the plane. I think that's what happened. I mean, how do you survive a crash like that without timing it perfectly? And I mean, you jump out of the emergency exit, but how do you even get the emergency exit open? I guess the plane wasn't going that fast. Or did he just somehow get lucky in terms of where he was positioned in his seat, and that's how he survived? My thought process is the emergency exit was open. The plane is going slow enough to where as it's about to crash, it's close to the ground. But, you know, it's still going quick. It's a plane, so it's still going to be going fast. But it's like gliding. And you jump out of the emergency exit, so you fall like 10 feet, so you can survive that. But then the plane obviously keeps the trajectory of it, keeps going past you, and then it crashes. Because, I mean, if you see that crash, I mean, it's a fireball. It seems like it's impossible to survive that unless you somehow jump out of the plane right before. The good thing is, you know, in terms of trying to survive that, is if you jump out, you know, I don't think the plane was going very fast. It was like, it was gliding. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe he just got lucky. You think Trump is softening a little bit right now, so the military parade on Saturday to try and weaken the protest efforts? I hope not. I mean, who cares about you? You can't really. No, I can't. That's not it. That's not it. I think this is legitimate. Of course, the farmers are going to be pissed, but Trump should know that. I mean, you should already know that coming in to these deportations. But then Trump's like, well, we're going to focus on the criminals. Well, haven't they been doing that? Haven't they been focusing on the criminals and it's been going slow? Maybe that's why we have a 55% tariff and they only have 10% IDK. No official policies have been changed. You agree that he's trying to calm down tensions for the parade as well so people don't die? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, is it really going to be that big of a protest on Saturday in D.C.? Yeah, that's like the only video they have from it. The Democrats, the congressional Democrats faced the congressional Republicans and lost 13-2 last night. And they use a ghost runner. Pathetic.
Farmers are being hurt badly by, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, great. And we're going to have to do something about that. We can't take farmers and take all their people and send them back because they don't have maybe what they're supposed to have, maybe not. And you know what's going to happen and what is happening? They get rid of some of the people because, you go into a farm and you look and people they've been there for 20, 25 years and they've worked great and the owner of the farm loves them and everything else. And then you're supposed to throw them out. And you know what happens? They end up hiring the people, the criminals that have come in, the murderers from prisons and everything else. So we're going to have an order on that pretty soon, I think. We can't do that to our farmers and leisure too, hotels. We're going to have to use a lot of common sense on that.
He probably got lobbied to death, but by big agriculture. big agriculture lobbied him. Yeah, but that's the whole concept. That's what liberals argue. It's like, well, they can't hire. Well, they can hire Americans. They have to pay them more. They don't have to pay the illegals a lot. So obviously they're going to be mad about the deportations. You're not a pilot, but it kind of looks like the plane did not have flaps down. Yeah, that's what people were saying. I saw. Do you think it's fair that women complain about not being pleased by men, yet all they do is lay on their back? Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that, man. Do you think Trump will change his mind on this? What, on allowing certain illegals to stay in the country if they... I don't even know what the policy is. Is the policy, well, if they've worked for like 20 years or something? I don't know. It's a pathway to citizenship thing. It's a liberal thing. Farmers would be thrilled to replace all their illegals with robots. That's happening all the time. It's a red herring. Trump's speech on this is a boost of confidence. Well, I mean, do they have the capacity right now to do it to automate the entire farming setup? I don't know. I think that's where it's going, but yeah, to me, I think people overreact to this type of stuff from Trump. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of people on both the left and the right that want Trump to fail, and it's like, well, I mean, how many people are we talking here? Let's be honest. The deportations have to happen. The deportations are happening, but holding on Ukraine was the worst thing before this. We should have gotten out of there months ago. I mean, Trump did have the option to make that a European conflict because, I mean, we have no allegiance to Ukraine. Some videos popped up on X inside the plane before it crashed. Passenger was saying nothing was working. The TVs, the seats. Don't know if it's... I think all the videos are fake, honestly, because I saw one and they said it was fake. All the videos supposedly that come out about that Air India crash, I think they're all fake from the inside the plane. And there's very few videos, of the actual crash itself. At what point does it become enough? I mean, we'll see what happens with Iran with Trump. But I mean, dude, how many is he talking about in terms of allowing these people? If they've been here 20 years and if it's like 100 people, I mean, if it's 100 people, what's the problem? But I don't know what Trump is talking about. It's not like he's giving out amnesty to all the illegals. Look at his more recent Truth Social post about immigration. He basically already walked all of this back and affirmed mass deportations. Yeah, but why would he say, I mean, this seems like a pretty clear-cut thing. He singled it out and said farmers are struggling and he wants to help them. So how does he walk all of that back in an hour or I mean, I'll take a. I know I saw the new post, but I'll have to take a look at it.
I love fascism. I love ICE. Deport them all.
I love ICE. So this woman was chanting she loves ICE, and then she gets punched in the face, and then all these dumbass liberals are like, yeah, we got her. Yeah, you got an assault charge, you fucking idiot. Did you already talk about Trump mentioning remigration? That we're not even close to remigration. How would we be close to that? It seems like he's, you know, we can't even get the deportation of the illegals. They're like, we punched her in the face. Trump's still talking about Newscomb. Should be thanking me for the job we did in Los Angeles. Yeah, Los Angeles seems like it's calmed down now. I haven't seen a lot of news on Los Angeles. Seems like the National Guard worked. Trump on millions of illegals. All of them have to go home. Yeah, this is, to me, a damage control statement. But no, I mean, look, we'll see what Trump ends up doing. But he does this where it's like he'll say one thing and then he'll say another. But I mean, he seemed pretty clear that he did. There obviously is an issue with these farms. But the solution is to pay people more, pay Americans more. Would you work on farms for $21 an hour? You know what? I actually worked at a growery when I was 17 years old for $8 an hour. I mean, you're asking me this now. Now I'm established, you know, in a career, so obviously not. Well, yeah, young kids should work there. You know, you could get, but the thing is, this is one of the things I was thinking about with these jobs, because it is a problem. If we're going to deport all these people, is there the young population that's going to want to fill these manual labor roles? The problem is, like, have you guys seen what Costco is doing? Costco is offering entry-level $30 an hour. This is insane. Entry-level $30 an hour. If you're a young kid, how do you not go to Costco? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's hard to get a job at Costco, but I heard $30 an hour for Costco. I was like, these young kids, of course, they're just going to go to Costco, or they're going to go to, you know, you've got a lot of them, well, not, seems like there's a lot of diversity involved with those Amazon jobs. I was going to say a lot of them go there. I don't know. Where do all the young kids go to work now? I guess fast food places. I don't know. But working on a farm would be better than working at a fast food place. I guess it depends how much you make. Elizabeth Warren just said that Democrats, we will use our words, hold our people accountable. We don't use our fists. It's a bunch of nothing, she's saying. Any chance for a top 25 preseason college football ranking video? I don't know. I don't know if there's a point to it. I mean, maybe later, maybe in early August. I don't know. In-N-Out in California starts at like $25 an hour. Yeah, but they have to raise it in California because the cost of living in California is so insane. So it seemed like, you know, the administration knew there was some pushback with the Trump messaging with the farmers. So they say, we'll put out this statement to counter it. Any updates on the riots, deportations? Well, Trump had a statement today about deportations where he said that it sounded like he was going to give amnesty to some illegals that were worked on farms because the farmers said they were getting crushed. And then the administration saw the criticism from the base, and then they put out this statement right here. Well, he's even blaming Newsom for the illegal immigration.
No, not that I can recall.
What kind of operation were you guys running over there?
I was more concerned with Donald Trump's cognitive.
Thank God he's
he's
president and J.D. Vance is vice president and not you. Have you ever served in a combat zone, Governor?
I have not, Congresswoman.
Okay. Are you still friends with school shooters?
I have never been a friend with a school shooter.
Didn't you say you were friends with school shooters on the debate stage?
Oh, Congresswoman.
Yeah.
Is bullying? As a teacher and a parent.
My mom was a teacher. I'm a high school dropout. We can talk about that later. Is bullying okay?
Is bullying okay as a teacher?
Is bullying okay? Yes or no? Is it okay to bully somebody?
I think
yes
there's
or
a
no?
time to push back at a bully. So yes, I do think there's a time.
So you think it's okay to bully others?
I think it's okay to bully the bully at times.
Well, you're showing that the Democrat Party is a party of violence. Were you at Tiananmen Square?
Have I been to Tiananmen Square? I have.
Were you at Tiananmen Square?
I have been at Tiananmen Square.
When were you there?
Oh, as I recall, January of 1990.
Okay. What is a woman?
I'm sorry.
What is a woman is the question.
I'm not sure I understand the question here.
That.
What do you want me to say? This is.
I want you to say that a woman
Chromosome.
like me is an adult human female, that men can't become women. You guys are the party of violence, and you're the party erasing women.
Oh, man. And then just the look. All right, we got a donation. Fuck ICE. Well, I like ice in my drink, and I like ice when they deport people. What even is that? It's like 1 cent, dude. You sent me like 1 cent. I hate these currencies. Holding on Ukraine, Epstein tariffs, Iran deportations, it's over, enough copium. No. What do you mean folding on tariffs? Tariffs, Trump is generating $23 billion a month in tariffs, and inflation's gone down. Iran, we're working out a deal with Iran right now. See, this is the thing. These people, they keep saying there's this war with Iran. There's an imaginary war with Iran. There's no war. You got to wait until it actually breaks out. I mean, I hope it doesn't break out, but I'm just saying, it's this weird thing. People are like, oh, it's a war now. Wait, did Israel strike Iran and I didn't know about it? There's no war. They're still negotiating. And Trump's been against Israel for over aggression against Iran. The deportations, I don't know, man. I mean, I think the deportations are happening. It's whether or not the stuff with the farmers. They're going to be deporting a lot of people. And they did, I mean, they've if you include self-deportations, they've deported about 800K in 4 months. That's pretty good. But I mean, yeah, there's also some issues. This was just, dude, but why did Walls, it's like he's bewildered.
Oh, as I recall, January.
Okay. What is a woman? What is a woman is the question.
Dude, like what? Like, why is he so bewildered? Oh man, he's like, wait, what did she ask? You like ice in your drink? Ice is good with you need it with soft drinks, and yeah, ice is really good. Ice is really good, and we need them for deportations, and it's really good to nice, refreshing. Yeah, let's see if let's see if that clip is on here.
Of the House,
yes,
the constitutional officer of this branch.
Yeah, and what of it? I mean,
the idea that you said this is a Senate issue. This isn't. I mean, these are members of Congress.
I mean, Yeah, but the Senate does its disciplinary actions over there, and we do ours over here. We have a certain set of measures, as you all know, and it ranges from censure to removal from committees to ultimately expulsion from the body.
And do you support that for the senator?
It's not my decision to make. I'm not in that chamber, but I do think that it merits immediate attention by their colleagues over there, and that they need. I think that behavior at a minimum is. It rises to the level of a censure. I think there needs to be a message sent by the body as a whole that is not what we are going to do. That's not how we're going to act. We're not going to have branches fighting physically and having senators charging.
Please God forbid we give this guy any relevancy again. Walz is done. He's not going to do anything within their party. He's going to run in 2028 because he's got the name recognition because he was a VP, but he'll be gone real early. He should have put the communist bow. The communist bow. Crushed, iced, or cubed. Well, crushed, it's too watery. You can't have crushed ice. If you put crushed ice in a drink, unless it's ice water, it's not going to turn out well. Crushed, you can't do. It's not, unless it's like one of those, what are those shaved ice things with the flavoring? Black pillars are stupid and constantly wrong. The deportations are still in full effect. It was one offhand comment. Nothing has changed. Yeah, I mean, I think it was a dumb thing to say, but you're right in general. But it's like, how many even people would we be talking about here getting the amnesty? I mean, Trump shouldn't have said it, though. But it's one of those things to where obviously Trump has had talks with these farmers about this. I mean, it's not like it's, you know, who knows? I was born rich. No, I wasn't born rich. I'm not rich. Not rich.
I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the Secretary, because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your heads off.
How many of our ICE agents have been doxxed for doing their duty? How they have been targeted?
I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate you for acknowledging that. I field more negative Trump news than positive. Guys, when I see Benny Johnson's chat or these other Republicans, it's all this just Trump. We love Trump. But then I come into my chat and it's just it's just a bunch of negativity about Trump. I mean, maybe because of the title, I guess. I shouldn't have titled it that, but well, the dude wanted to be arrested. This is what they want. I mean, Newsom literally tweeted out to Trump in a quote tweet, "Arrest me, daddy." So that's what we're dealing with. With these people. What if Newsom's like, "FAFO, arrest me, papa"? Trump's hardly doing deportations. Well, they've deported about 140K and about another 700K have self-deported. So they've got about 800K deported in 4 months. Or something like that. I don't know the exact number. That's what the administration says. You hear about the Doge cuts passing the House? Yeah, they're going to downplay it. What is it? Is it the $9 million? 9.3 billion is what it is. If that's the one you're referencing, I've been seeing that in the news. Yeah, I mean 9.3 billion. It's not annual. I wish it was. Imagine 9.3 billion. I mean, even 9.3 billion annual, it wouldn't really make a dent into the deficit, but you'll take the wins where you can get them, I guess. Go back to Switzerland. We love Trumpo. Go back to Switzerland. Yeah, thanks for the $2. Well, you'd think you'd be more rich than that. You useless old man. You useless old swine. Yeah, but did you see Elizabeth Warren? Elizabeth Warren is like getting in her car, and she posted it. Hopefully it's this account. Look at this, honey.
When Senator Padilla gets pushed, shoved, thrown to the handcuffed because he is asking questions, because he is engaging in the very oversight that senators are supposed to engage in. Then what
it's
we're really
like, why do we have to see you film yourself getting into a car?
About here is a Trump administration that just wants to shut down the ordinary functions of government. Look, I do a lot of oversight myself. I ask a lot of questions because that's how it works in a democracy. We use our words to hold people accountable. We don't use our fists. We don't shove. We don't try to knock people down. We use our words. That's what oversight is all about. And that's what I want to go to the floor of the Senate to talk about. I think it is time for every senator, every member of Congress, Democrat or Republican, to stand up and say what Donald Trump has done is wrong.
Yeah, I zoned out after about 10 seconds of that. I just wanted to see her getting in the car. Nobody cares, bitch. It's all incoherent, just liberal babble. Who cares? Just nobody cares about this stuff. Oh, Donald Trump bad. Let me just summarize what Elizabeth Warren said. Trump fascist, Trump bad, Trump arrest, Trump deported people that are here illegally. We need 70% minority population. The end. Yeah, fake outrage. Of course. Well, you know, it's all performance. I mean, the way she films, isn't it crazy? Like, they have to try and keep with social media, these old people. So they're like, let me film a video talking about it. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and do that. It's not going to come off as cringe. Pocahontas said again she should do a rain dance. Yeah, what, remember? Like 0.0001% Native American. The senator was definitely engaging, all right. You don't think amnesty is the proper interpretation for what Trump's post meant? He said help them out. That can mean many things like amnesty or visas. Yeah, but the issue is, the problem is it comes off as weakness when the current policy, and especially with all the raids and just the nation's temperature, you don't want to show a sign of weakness like that and say, well, we're actually going to give some of them visas, because the Democrats view that as them winning and the pressure working. And so, I mean, it's a weird thing because Trump says that and then puts out the tweet saying he wants to deport all of them. I don't know. I mean, it's like, you can understand the idea if you've been here for 20 years. I mean, I get what Trump is saying, but especially right now, it seems like it needs to kind of be no tolerance on the deportations. Do you support the 400K acres of land Republicans are trying to sell in UT and Nevada for housing? It's only temporary. It only temporarily alleviates housing shortage. There reduces. I mean, I didn't hear about that. They're trying to. Republicans are trying to sell 400K acres of land. I didn't hear about that. Did you hear what Ron DeSantis said? Yeah, Yeah, I could find it right now. I reacted to it. It's really good what DeSantis said.
And we also have a policy that if you're driving on one of those streets and a mob comes and surrounds your vehicle and threatens you, you have a right to flee for your safety. And so if you drive off and you hit one of these people, that's their fault for impinging on you. You don't have to sit there and just be a sitting duck and let the mob grab you out of your car and drag you through the streets. You have a right to defend yourself in Florida. And we also have a policy that if you're driving
Trump needs to address Epstein, not get dragged into war with Iran, not give anyone amnesty, and then we're good. Yeah, I don't know why he hasn't addressed Epstein. I mean, my guess is it's an administration thing to where they've told him not to say anything about it. But yeah, I mean, you would think that you would come out and vehemently deny that if you're Trump. Otherwise, there's just going to be people running with it. But I don't know. The Epstein stuff has kind of died down for the time being because of all these riots and this other stuff going on. Yeah, and yeah, people are right. I don't think there'd be any amnesty, but it would be visas and things like that. So, but people would just say it's the same thing basically. But yeah, the Iran stuff, I don't know, man. People act like we're already at war with Iran. Do people understand? There's been, unless you know what happened within the last 5 minutes, it's not like Israel launched any missiles at the facilities or anything like that. So really, we could still salvage these negotiations. So we'll see what happens with Iran. But they're still having negotiations this weekend, as far as I know. Yeah, the Jamie Raskin stuff, the power walk. Is that what it is?
If it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, maybe it's a duck.
The power walk. Man, he's like 5'3". He's a short dude. Look at this dude. This is a patriot. Dude's hard ass face. DeSantis is the ideal governor, you think? On substance alone, he could have been a good president. Yeah, but, you know, some guys just don't translate to a national, just didn't have a national appeal. He was also stuck in the middle of the establishment and MAGA. You know, he got ran over by MAGA. That's it with DeSantis. That's what happened. MAGA is too big. And people could say DeSantis is cringe and stuff, but a lot of it is just he didn't have MAGA. Over 600 watching. Yeah, that's good. That's good viewership. You've got an idea in your country, Australia. We have a policy where European students who want to stay have to work on farms up to 6 to 8 months in Australia. And yeah, you got the Australian currency to prove it. I appreciate the donation. They're going to have to figure out, I mean, the young kids have to work on the farms. I mean, that's young Americans. It seems like it's an easy solution to me. They're like, oh, we can't, the problem is they want to pay them nothing. They pay these illegals nothing. They have all the leverage over them. The employer does. It's just like an H-1B thing. First time donating, but started watching your channel just before the election and really like your style and content. Easily one of the best out there. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Any advice on someone considering starting a political channel? Well, politics is extremely saturated. There's two ways to look at it. Politics is extremely saturated, but there's also news every day. And there's always the chance, because it's such a wide thing and everyone wants to read up on news. Because, like, you know, I previously did news on stadiums, and with stadiums, it's tough because there's not a big base for it. But with politics, there's a much bigger base. So you're factoring in, there's a lot of people, there's a big potential for you. But starting a channel in 2025 is grueling just because it's the oversaturation. And I think long form are starting to come back, long form content. But I mean, my advice would be go back to last year and start doing videos, because you can catch a lot in terms of the, you know, just doing predictions on elections and stuff like that, and polling updates. It's a little bit harder now. I mean, you could still make it big, you know, in an off year in terms of politics, but it's a little bit harder. You gotta look at other people's channels and find channels that have low numbers of subscribers but are getting more views than subscribers, because that means the content is hitting the algorithm a certain way. Totally agree on no 8 more H1Bs, very anti-H1B. All right, I'll go to this dude's clip. I don't know, you keep asking me to.
Get out of my face, you little fascist! Get out of my face! Hey, Congressman, quick question for you. So you originally... Hi, my name is Nick. Nick, nice to meet you. I'm from X. I'm from X. So I have to ask you, you said Kilmar Abrego Garcia. You voiced a lot of support for him originally. Now he's been charged with facilitating the transport of illegals. Are you still going to double down on that? So he gets due process now? Do you believe in due process? I don't think he... Wait, was he supposed to be here to begin with? Was he illegal? Was he illegal? How did Kilmar Abrego Garcia get here? Trump's judge allowed him to be here. You know that? How did he get here originally? Did he come here legally? Your girlfriend. Did he come here legally? Get back to your job, man. So you can't answer the question. Yeah, no. You seem a little angry about it. Is that why? Is it because you were made to be a fool out over it? I mean, you were supporting a man whose wife accused him of beating her. Trump's judge allowed him to be in the country. Did you know that? He's not. Trump's judge allowed him to be in the country. He was allowed in the country, and then what? And then what happened? And then what happened? Then he was deported back to his home country. You keep calling him the Maryland father, who apparently beats his wife, which she said on the record that he beats her. Go back to your QAnon meeting. Is it okay with you? Is it okay with you to see illegals smuggling other illegals?
Dude, the hair situation, man. You got let it go, man. I mean, the hair situation is just, it looks like Velcro. What kind of fiber is that?
Illegals through the country? Is that what the people of Maryland want? Go back to QAnon. The people of Maryland, you think they want illegal gangbangers? Go back to the people of Mars, man. Go back to wherever you think you're from, all right? Okay, so human smuggling, yes or no? Human smuggling, yes or no? Get out of my face, you little fascist. Get out of my face. Little fascist. I'm not, yes, you are. All right, well, okay, let's go to Padilla then. Okay, what about Padilla? Are you saying what he did earlier was okay, going in and interrupting a press conference? Was he a fascist too, huh? Come on, man. I understand why you're so angry about this, because you look like a freaking fool now. You look ridiculous. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not in your face, bro. You got your little minions pushing me back, so come on. There's something wrong with you, I mean, these aren't very difficult.
Look at this girl. She's like, I hate my life, I hate my life, I hate my life.
Do you condemn the transport of illegals throughout the country? Do you condemn that? Do you think that people should be smuggling other illegals through the country? Okay, so you have no answer to that. It seems like a pretty... This is a 90-10 issue, Congressman. Do you believe in due process or no? Do you get due process?
Did Obama believe in due process? That's not an answer. Do illegals get due process?
Wait, so you come in, you answer me one question. Okay, what was the process that he used to get into the United States? Was it illegal? Did he come into the country legally? One yes or no question. Do you believe in due process or not? Yes Absolutely. Or no? Do you? All right, good. Now do you believe that? All right, so you're not going to answer my questions. I answered yours.
What if he started sprinting?
You didn't answer a single one. Are you taking back your support for Kilmar Abrego Garcia? Trump's judge kept him in the country. Okay, so you're.
So let's see this. Where was that one statement? Man, I was trying to find this one thing, and I was going to respond to it. You're not totally upset with Trump. You just expected a little bit more. Yeah, I think a lot of people, most people would give Trump like a B+. The top Republicans and patriots would give Trump like a B. I mean, Trump's done a lot of good stuff the past few months. People are hard on Trump, man. They really are. He's trying to do all these deportations. He's trying to get millions of people out of the country. He's trying to stop a war. He's trying to prevent a war from starting. So there's a lot, with what he's doing. And I mean, we'll see what happens with the, I don't know if he's going to give anyone amnesty or anything like that. Maybe visa access to some of these people to not deport some of them, but the entire interaction is a mess. Yeah, well, it's just like he doesn't want to, obviously he doesn't want to talk to him, so he just calls him QAnon.
No, you're not. Okay, so you're not. I'm gonna post the whole thing unedited. Watch. You'll see. Trust me, you'll see. Okay, so I'll give you one more chance. Do you take back your support for an illegal alien who was in the country? Supported an illegal alien. What are you talking about? What's the calling him the Maryland man, calling him a constituent? Are you serious? He's not my constituent. Of course he's not, because he's illegal. You're a moron, okay, as well as a fascist. Go back. I'm a fascist. See, these talking points work. There's a reason the Democrat parties. There's a reason that your approval rating is in the single digits at this point. Your approval rating is -3 points. Oh, you got me, bro. You got me. You got me. Yeah, I did get you. You got me. Okay. Okay, so are you okay with the deportation? Do you think Marylanders want illegals coming into their state?
Well, I mean, it's, mass deportations was a lie. Well, why would you say that? I mean, we're 4 months into the administration, and they've gotten out around 700-800K people in 4 months. I mean, I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Nobody can have a rational conversation. Yeah, this clip was a bit obnoxious. I mean, it's what you get, though, nowadays in media, so are we really surprised? Any approval ratings out recently? 25% maybe? 25% what? No, Trump's approval rating is like about 52 or 53%, the top people say. But if you add up all the composites and stuff, well, there's been some things with some bad polls, and some of the pollsters have been bad. But, it's like -1 in total, the approval for Trump right now, from what I've heard. I haven't checked recently the composite, but they haven't gotten anywhere close to 700K. Yeah, you have to include the self-deportations. People expecting all this in 4 months. Yeah, I mean, there's so much in the pipeline. That's the thing that I tell people about Trump, and they just say you're coping. So I try and tell them that there's a lot that's coming. There's a lot that's coming soon, but, it's he says stuff like this about the immigration, it becomes a little bit tougher. We'll see what happens with Iran. I don't think he's going to back Israel's war if that happens with Iran. I can't see it. It's been against it's against his policy. It's against his policy. Hmm. Oh, fuck around. What if Gavin Newsom tweeted, "Fuck around, find out"? Sorry, Senator. The heel turn, the ultimate heel turn, and it's just this picture. Gavin Newsom's like, I'm so jealous of this. By the way, I wanted this to be me. I wish this was me. The amount of fundraise, the amount of money I could make for my 2028 campaign if this photo was me would be insane. You lucky son of a bitch. Apparently some seasonal workers with work permits were deported. That's what he's talking about. Yeah, I think it was kind of like a miscommunication and the administration is trying to duct tape it, if I had to guess. Which is fine. I mean, as long as the policy is the policy, it's not an issue. This past week was the first week with over 2K arrests per day. And they backed down immediately after some brown people protested. So disappointed. Love you. Hey man, I appreciate the support. That's what I was saying. I was like, well, you know, it's like we finally got ramp up in the deportations, and then there's an immediate counter to what was happening. The other problem is, again, liberals are going to be empowered by what Trump says, like, oh, it's working. They are trying to fix it. It means they know it looks bad. Well, yeah, I mean, he put out that Truth Social basically confirming that, oh, wait, the deportations are still on. So, you know, he said, you know, something that came off one way. The base took it one way. So he wants to kind of steer it in the right direction. And, you know, all the big time conservatives were like, this is the thing you should look at, the Truth Social. He's serious about this. The deportations are actually happening. I mean, but we knew that this is something. I mean, this is a common liberal argument, is that, you know, U.S. just normal citizens don't want to do these jobs. And so to get them to do the jobs, you'd have to pay them more, or you have to use robots or, you know, automation. So Trump using that argument is kind of like, that's not a good thing. Yeah, we'll go through a bunch of this rabid. Kristi Noem must resign now. Dude, this dude lost all of his credibility with the Chinese, the spy. The Chinese spy.
But the USA is now really on a path that's, I believe, unparalleled. Trillions of dollars of investment are pouring in, incomes are soaring, grocery prices are way down, gasoline prices are way down, energy prices are down, mortgage rates are down, and inflation is down. Other than that, how are you?
Sorry, I had it on top chat, not live chat, so I probably missed some comments there.
Doing, right? They've been talking to me, do you think you can get the prices down? We did it, like every single one of them. And last month, we cut the trade deficit. You saw that 2 days ago. It was just announced. The trade deficit was cut in exactly half. And that was all done in a period of 4 months. So we've reduced the number of illegal border crosses, and you know that because you look at the numbers, and 99.999%. Last month, it was 3 people got across, 3. So I did a good job in 20...
Is that a serious number, that there were 3 illegal immigrants?
16, but we did an even better job right now. And
they have vacuum sealed the border.
It's been amazing. We have to get a little cooperation for some people, but a lot of bad people were let into our country. We're getting them out, and we're getting them out fast, and I think you know that. They came from jails, prisons. They came from mental institutions, gang members. We're getting them out very fast. You're going to be very happy when you see the results. But the
prices are not way down. No, he's actually right. Look at the energy sector. Look at the gas prices are down, so he is right. Yeah, gas is 270. He was talking about gas prices because prices are down. Eggs are down too. They remember they tried to say the eggs were way up. The eggs came back down. Want to know why Trump will probably sign amnesty? No, it wouldn't be amnesty. The other people in the chat are right. They wouldn't. There was no way the administration, I don't think, would give amnesty. They would give temporary visas or something, or visas for certain immigrants or certain illegals that have been in the country for a certain amount of time that, work on these farms. That's what it would be, I would imagine. I mean, but either way, that can be swung as a pathway to citizenship. It doesn't really. It'd be a temporary thing. I think they try and swing it as temporary. Nuclear energy going through the roof. Yeah, I mean, Trump made a huge investment, into nuclear. That was one of his executive orders. Yeah, I agree. I think Trump, he does a lot of zigging and zagging, so you just have to see what his actual policy ends up being. I mean, it's the same thing with this China trade deal. I don't even know if this is done. He said it's done. We'll have to see. But if this China trade deal is actually done, I mean, that's extremely bullish. Because people were saying that was the hardest deal, and it was the most important one by far. Trump exaggerates on everything. That's how he talks. Yeah, but I mean, if you're talking about like if you're talking about the farmer thing, I mean, that's really not an exaggeration. That seems like a policy thing they want to implement because of an issue with the farms not having enough people. I mean, but they would have enough if the Americans got paid more. They would work there, but I mean, it does present a problem. You got to find the workers and stuff. That's what I'm saying. Let's wait to see what Trump will actually do. He says a lot of stuff. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, this is like a temporary thing for like a few hundred. They were saying a few hundred illegals. I mean, if it's like 200 illegals, but then you deport, I mean, they're saying they're going to deport with the self-deportations, like 6 or 7 million they'll get out. So, I mean, this is really good stuff what Trump is doing, I think. There's some problems with the messaging, possibly because of just the way the country has gone with all these liberals protesting. But it's like, you're protesting something. We know we're right on this. We want illegals out of the country. You're wrong. You're protesting, saying illegals should stay in the country. And we've already, I mean, my goodness, have we talked about the Democrats? How about this? How do liberals have anything to stand on? Look at the demographic shift in the United States over the last 70 years. How do they think that, and they think that we're racist? Really? I mean, these people need some perspective. It's insane. And not only do we have the demographic shift, now we have to deal with 22 million illegals, and we have to give them, it's like, oh, you can't deport them or you're racist. So it's even worse than it looks, because there's all these undocumented. Same thing with UK and China, only framework agreed on, not the actual trade deal signed. Well, no, the one with the UK I think got signed, because it was actually official. I saw when that came out, I think. That was a while ago, though, so I don't really remember. But I think the UK one is official. The China one was just Trump saying it was done, and there was nothing else that came out. Yeah, you said there was a framework that was agreed to, but they said it had to go back to Xi Jinping, and he was going to have to sign it or something. I mean, that doesn't sound like it's done to me. Melania is hot as fuck. You're a straight woman, and Melania is gorgeous. I mean, yeah, Melania is attractive. Gas is down 50 cents in Denver since January. Yeah, gas on average is down about 50, 60 cents in pretty much all areas. J.B. Pritzker got owned by Chris Christie. J.B. Pritzker versus Chris Christie. Sumo wrestling match. The grifters defending Trump on this. No, we're just being realistic. We're just being realistic. Dude, you're a doomer, man. You've taken the black pill. You need to come back and understand that Trump has done a good job with the country. I mean, he has. Have you seen the economic stuff? You know, you get into these arguments with these dumb liberals on social media. They still try and argue. Like, how can you argue that liberals run a good economy? Like, have them promote socialism. But it's like you get into these arguments with these liberals. They try and say that, oh, the economy was better under Biden. Yeah, that's why we had How do you have 9.5% inflation and you're the world reserve currency? How fucking terrible do you have to be at running an economy to have 9% inflation? Oh, but it was during COVID. Yeah, well then why did Japan only have 3% inflation? Why did Russia only have 2.5% inflation? Why did China have limited inflation? Why did Switzerland have no inflation? You see the dumbass liberal talking point, they're like, oh, but Biden had 9% inflation, but it's not bad because it's a global problem. No, it wasn't. There were many big countries that didn't have bad inflation during the pandemic. But I'm saying Trump has done a really good job with the economy. I mean, this is when you've got inflation down and the tariff revenue, but now Trump says that they've made $44 billion in tariff revenue every single month. That's what they're making, according to Trump. And Trump, he can exaggerate things, but it's probably true. Maybe. Trump little X video. I mean, what is Elon back at the White House already? Is Elon Musk back at the White House? No, these are from a while ago, man. These are from a while ago. I'll go back to Rabid. These are the same people that said tariffs would cause massive inflation and a recession. Yeah, remember well, because of the energy prices were down, and they were like, oh, this is the reason it's a recession because the energy prices are way down. It's a sign. They said it's a sign, and now we've got 4.5 projected growth GDP. It's unbelievable. And they're still trying to argue. They're like, well, it's coming in quarter 3. Okay. Yeah, it'll come in quarter 3, all right, sure.
Hands up, hands up.
Dude, you're going to jail. You're assaulting a law.
The secretary.
You're insulting a law enforcement officer. You're going to prison. The Democrats are not above the law. We're just done with this. You got the attention. Here's the attention you ordered. What if they said that to him? Here's the attention you ordered. You got all these Rand Paul, Thomas Massey reply guys in the chat dooming. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is with Massey, but the thing is they like Massey, and then Massey says, Yeah, this is what Massey does. He says, I hate Israel, give me money. And then he brags about raising $23,000 because he says he hates Israel. It's like, dude, we get it. He has an anti-Israel grift. And look, I like being the whole anti-Israel stuff because I hate AIPAC and it's bad and I get it. And there's a lot of dumb Republicans in Congress that are captured by Israel. And I'd rather someone like Massey go against it. But then Massey is like, well, yeah, I said Israel's bad. Now donate to me. I mean, that's what he says. So it's like, really, this is like the ultimate grift when you look at Massey. He's like, boo Israel. You need to donate to me. Okay, man, really? Seriously? Mm-hmm. 700K deported so far. Pretty good if you ask me. Yeah, no, I agree. I think, I mean, it's self-deportations, though. That's the thing. Israel just attacked Tehran. That's got to be a joke. That's got to be fake. Massey isn't good at the long game of politics. Well, it's just constant. We're trying to pass bills. It's annoying. Yeah, AIPAC is bad news. It really is. Have you seen the guy running for mayor of New York? He's a self-proclaimed communist. Well, he's a socialist, but he claims he's a communist. Oh no. You're right. He calls himself a socialist, but he's really a communist. It's a gateway to communism. Robert, I appreciate it, man. Can the tariff income be confirmed through third party? Yeah, no, it can't be. I mean, we've confirmed it's around 23 billion per month. Now, whether Ludnick brought out this new number that it's 44 billion a month, I don't know if it's right. It's actually happening? Oh, god damn it, dude. I don't know why this search feature is such AIDS. Yeah, well, this strike was definitely not approved of by the administration. Trump has to come out immediately against this. That's the only way. Trump has to immediately come out against this. Fine, but they are on their own. We have too many problems to deal with. The issue is we fund them. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, oil is going to go up for sure. I mean, hopefully it's a single strike, but there will be retaliation. I mean, Iran was ready to retaliate. Yeah, I saw that coin. Aura. Dude, there's one of those coins like that. Every 2 months there's a coin like that. But that coin is insane. The coin is insane. Well, I mean, you're not really... I mean, does Trump support this? The thing is if Trump needs to come out against this, just come out against this. It'll be fine. The problem with this is, you know, we've had lower energy prices. It's helped tame inflation to a degree because it is a trickle down effect too. Because even if you say the core doesn't involve, you know, core inflation, the rating of it does not involve energy prices. It's a trickle down. So energy prices are going to go up. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with all of this. There's going to be a retaliation, but then I don't know. I mean, I want to see what the administration does in response. Man, they don't even have an update on this, really? I don't know how I don't know how it would really affect it. I mean it depends what happens with where the United States stands in terms of this. How it might affect, you know, the energy sector, but if the energy sector will go up at least for a period if they exchange strikes. But I mean, let's not overreact to this. Let's not overreact to this. The administration had said no, they want to do. I mean, there's supposed to be talks. The administration's going to come out, the Trump administration, they're going to come out, they're going to say, we're not involved. I mean, you can say that, but the issue is we do fund them. I think Trump he's got to denounce it. I mean, it's an undermining that they're still going for negotiation, so it's undermining the administration. Did Israel just start World War III? No. There's no need to panic like that. There's no need to panic like that. Everyone always talks about World War III. You know, these are contained strikes, and there'll be a response from Iran. The issue is the United States. I mean, it's going to be hard for us to negotiate with Israel doing this. It's not. I mean, it's like something happened. Yeah. The Chud Jack. Yeah, that was this thing as well. Israel military action. How is it only at 76%? 100%. Iran strike on Israel in June, 89% chance. I mean, it's only the 12th. Yeah, they're going to retaliate within the next 18 days. Barely a reaction in the live markets. How's crypto handling it? You know, there was another Israeli strike back maybe a year and a half ago. The crypto markets tanked to shit. I remember that. How's the crypto? Let me just look at this. Yeah, no reaction. Maybe a little. Not really. No, but they know. I mean, a single strike is not even a retaliation. It's not, you know. This makes it like it just makes it very complicated to try and work out some type of deal. Crypto down to 1 to 3%. Great, your crypto is dropping. I mean, the crypto has reacted to the Middle East shit really badly in the past. I know that. Preemptive strike against Iran. They've declared a state of emergency. Well, let's see if we can get Trump's live reaction. Well, I'll get Trump's live reaction to this. Hopefully a Truth Social something. Iran is only a threat if they are backed up by Russia or China. Their military still uses World War II weapons. That's the story of most Middle Eastern countries. I mean, they're always run horribly, and from what Trump was saying, there was really no coordination from China, at least in that interview, for whatever it's worth. They asked him specifically about China, and he said, no, it's not them, in talking about Iran not wanting to do a deal. Bro, like, look at this. This thing is cooked. This is desktop search, October 31st. Come on. This thing is cooked, this search fit function. But, I mean, you're taking a look at the other Israeli strikes from the past. Juan, what's up, man? What's going on? I appreciate it. Trump will give amnesty personally to certain people, but you need to learn English, own a home, and show that you've been paying taxes with their ITIN number. Yeah, I think for the administration, I think it would probably be a bad look for amnesty, but it would be extended visas, like 10-year visas. I mean, and it would also basically what the administration, I'm guessing, would do is you have to be. It would be people that have been here for a while and haven't committed any crimes, and they just work. That's another thing. It's like tenure. You tagged me. This is a burner account. It's not even my official account. Bro, this thing is cooked. Maybe it'll show up on this, but this page is just a...
اینجا رو زدن، اینجا رو هم زدن، این لویزانم زدن، پشتم زدن، پشت لویزانم زدن.
You're sure Trump knew about the strike beforehand? Well, he knew it was probably going to happen. The thing is, you know, they've been trying to negotiate, and there's supposed to be talks this weekend. So whether or not he knew, he knew there was something imminent that was going to happen. That's why they pulled their troops out of out of Iraq, because they said there was going to be a response. Dude, crypto always struggles with this. This is fucking crazy. It's only down 1%. Hold on, I gotta check something. No, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. Click the latest on the search page. That's what I did. I mean, I did click the latest, but I guess this is it right here. I don't know. The aftermath of it. Sell high, buy low. Sell low, buy high. That's what I do. Nah. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, we'll see what happens, man. I'm gonna be really angry if crypto seriously takes a step back. We were getting more money in the market. There always has to be something that happens, but this is a single strike, so there'll be a response. But the administration comes out against it. This is a contained thing. I mean, it's contained. The Middle Eastern stuff does not do well. Crypto does not do well with the Middle Eastern stuff, because I remember there was another Israeli strike like a year ago. Crypto fucking shit the bed. It's always down when you go live. Yeah, but I mean, at a certain point, it's like, it used to always go down when I was live, but then it's like, I don't even check it anymore. Explosions were reported at Iran's nuclear facilities. Well, yeah. I mean, that's what they were going to target. Alex, what's up, man? Doesn't seem like a big attack. I don't think it can be. I mean, they don't have, to me, I still don't think they have the United States support. So really, what can they do? If they don't have U.S. support, they could try and drag us in, but so the reports are it's a small calculated and preemptive strike, and they're expecting a response. So we'll see. Every president has to do something in the Middle East. Well, I mean, you could argue, we'll see what happens, what Trump does in response to this, but Trump had a very, I mean, you're right, no president is hands off in the Middle East. Trump definitely had some things, but there was no wide-scale war under Trump. Trump has the chance of a lifetime to prove the doomers wrong. I mean, the problem now is even if you come out against these strikes, our relationship with Iran is damaged. Alts will bleed to BTC here and shoot to dominance. Dude, BTC already has so much dominance. Like, I mean, maybe recently it's gone down because Ethereum's gone up, but the BTC dominance is just like, I think alts probably will bleed because BTC is so stable, man. Isn't it the 1-year anniversary of the Trump-Biden debate? No, that was later. That was the 27th. Iran has been building up their military a lot the last decade. They have a lot of imported tech equipment from Russia. This news dropped when you were streaming, at least. Yeah, I mean, let's see what the Trump response is. So let's get the real-time response from Trump right now. I'm ready for it. Do you think Saturday will be worse than the 2020 riots? There's no chance. There's no catalyst for it. They had the George Floyd death. It's not going to be. There's no catalyst. The deportations are not a good enough catalyst to have multiple cities burned down. Are the left still calling Trump a taco now that Trump is doing the executive order not deporting immigrants that have been here? Is that what it is? Is that the executive order? It does kind of make sense that 10 years plus. That can't be the executive order. Any illegal immigrant that's been here over 10 years is not being deported. Trump should denounce this. Well, I'm waiting for the response. This response needs to come quickly from whatever the administration. I'm guessing Truth Social is where it's going to come from. I don't know. Is Trump doing a media event tonight? Stock market dumped 1.5% the after hours. Russell 2000, 1.7. NASDAQ, 1.5. Crude oil, 5.2. RIP. Damn, crude oil back to 71? does your For You page have Israel news? I mean, if it's just one strike, it's one strike. Or yeah, this is where the dude was sitting right next to this emergency exit. They said he got out this way. I don't know if that's true. Operation in Iran is in coordination with the U.S. Now that's not a good. That's not good. That's not a good report. I don't know. That's not a good report if that's true. All you want is for Jesus to return. Well, you can go bet on it on Poly Market. They've been advertising it like crazy, I remember. Well, that's not good news if that's true. I don't know if that's true. That's Israeli media N12. Let's see if we can get the administration response. Let's get the... There's no deal with Iran. Do a poll on support, denounce. I think most people would probably denounce it, man. It's probably not gonna... There's not a lot of support for it. Last Truth Social was an hour ago. You're still constantly... If I had Truth Social... You know what? I don't know if there's an account on here that reposts everything Trump says on Truth Social. If I had Truth Social, I would go to it and start refreshing it. But, well, it seems like there's going to be not a great statement from Trump if this is true. The statement is probably going to be in support. Fox is saying U.S. had no involvement. Fox News is saying that? Fox is saying the U.S. had no involvement in the strike against Iran. What the fuck is this? 39? That's it's a liberal poll. Yeah, they just all take the same video and then distribute it. U.S. had no role in Israel strikes on Iran, according to Fox. You got all the Free Palestine people in the comment. Of course, you think that. Do a poll so lurkers can vote too. Well, I mean, dude, nobody is in favor of this. Let's be honest. I mean, this type of stuff this is like a neocon shit. You do stuff like this. But I mean, listen, they're saying there's no, because it's like, well, they have a nuclear bomb or not. It's just such a negative thing. It bogs the administration down to be in a conflict within the Middle East. There's no really way to swing it. You can't swing it as a positive. Like, oh, they don't have well, there's other countries that have nuclear bombs that we don't want to have, but it's like the 21st century. It's going to happen whether we like it or not. This global police is, I mean, we thought this was gone. You can access Truth Social without an account. Yeah, but I'm sure what it'll do is it'll demand you to make an account, you know, like after a little while. The 39% is from Quinnipiac. Yeah, the reason that poll surprised me, I thought it was from AP. How close are we to NPR getting defunded? That will be a day to celebrate. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably in the courts, if I had to guess, on whether or not they can. I mean, they should do that. And NPR is they are a bias. Why would the government fund their own negative propaganda against them? Because it is a Republican government. All memes dump hard except for Ethereum memes. I'm only in Ethereum memes, but I'm in small memes. But Solana memes are gonna get crushed, dude. There's way too many Solana memes. They're unstable. What is Aura doing? Truth Social isn't great with breaking news. No, just to see if Trump tweets something. So Trump is now bending on deportation now? What a joke. Yeah, did you... Well, I mean, we don't know, but he's talked about possibly... You know, there's been some negative stuff today, but talked about, like, maybe temporary visas for some illegal farm workers. Israel launches attack on Iran in defiance of Trump's urges, according to Charlie Kirk. Yeah, but I mean, this is probably just summarizing everything. We have to get the exact response. This is just an article that he posted, and it's the headline. We got to get the actual response. Oh god. No, 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 no. Nothing like that. Trump convenes cabinet meeting reportedly planned before Israel struck Iran. So Trump is in a meeting right now. You know, this is against what Trump wants. So you can tell. This is against what Trump wants. Trump never wanted this, man. Trump never wanted this. Easing sanctions on Syria. The relationship with Saudi Arabia. The original deterrent, the original deterrent of Israel striking Iran. I mean, Israel did this without Trump's consent. Let's be honest. You wonder if your oil and gas stock is up. Yeah, it is up, I'm sure. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what it does. I mean, you know, I like when crude is it's like 50 to 70 is where I'd want it. It's at 71, but this is just a blip, I think, probably because of the strike. Change the title, farm the views. What Israel strikes Iran. I should have came on later. I should have started my stream later. All right, I did change the title. I changed the title. Israel strikes Iran. Not good, bad. Not good at all. Yeah, that's what I changed it to. That's what I changed the name to. We'll see. I mean, I'm just waiting for the reaction. We're waiting for the reaction from Trump. Apparently, he's in a cabinet meeting right now. I don't know. We'll see if we can get a live reaction. You know, the thing is with this stuff and with the internet, people are immediately going to go to World War III. We've seen it time and time again. It's important to not overly panic about this. I want to see what the response will be from Trump, and there'll be a response from Iran. And listen, it's there's been other strikes by Israel to other countries that hasn't. Let's not overreact to it. Let's not overreact to it. You're praying Trump sticks to his anti-war approach and let Israel deal with it on their own. No, I agree with you 100%, but you could make an argument that we're already funding them. So it's like, but yeah, I think if Trump comes sternly against it, I mean, you think he would if they had negotiations, their 6th round of negotiations supposedly this weekend, it's undercutting that. And so it makes Trump look weaker, and it's a negative thing against him. Yeah, no, it's a bad tweet for sure. Trump will back out of supporting Israel. I mean, we'll see what he says. I think he's got to be angry about this for sure. Giga Chad, thank you for the $10, man. Communists and capitalists see each other as the lesser evils to all other governing systems, both places economics above welfare, and want to flood us with migrants, like Trump caving to 2 capitalist farmers. Well, when you're talking about economics, there's always pros and cons to capitalism, socialism, communism, whatever it is, but there's always going to be, of course, there's cons with capitalism, absolutely, and that is an issue. H-1B is a capitalist. It fits into the capitalism mold as well, and that's one of the things we've dealt with. I mean, it is capitalist to receive foreign immigration, and because the labor will be extremely cheap. So you are right, but it's always a balancing act. I mean, there's components of our economy that are capitalist. There's components that are socialist, but we know that capitalism is significantly better as a whole than socialism. Israel says it's striking dozens of military targets across Iran, including nuclear sites. So it's not just limited to nuclear sites. They said it was a... Yeah, I don't think it's not possible for the Republicans to cut off Israel. They're too entrenched with our government right now and Congress. Israel is currently striking Iran. Yeah. Ethereum 4%. I mean, I wouldn't say it's tanking. But it's probably still reacting to this. This is pretty fresh news. Chances this goes nuclear. I would say low. You always want to say no with nuclear war, low, because we've avoided it so many times in the past. But there's no way to predict nuclear war when it happens. because everyone thinks it's going to be avoided. If Trump supports Israel, it's over. You mean the strike? The strikes? Well, then I think it's going to be an entrenched Middle Eastern war. That's what it means. I mean, the administration will certainly swing it one way. Like it'll be like a proxy help. But I mean, it's you know, the Republicans just criticized the Democrats for the Ukraine support, and so now this happens. Your dog knows the guy who says Iran doesn't have nukes. Well, I mean, they may not have nukes yet. They're close, though. According to experts, they take them about a month to get a nuke, Iran. But I don't know the capability of it. It can't be well. I mean, if you're just developing nuclear capability, you can't have a sophisticated nuclear program, I wouldn't think. Yeah, this just happened like 30 minutes ago. Trump is in a meeting right now. We're waiting for his response. He has not put out a response. There's been conflicting reports. There's a report from Fox that says the administration did not know about this. They do not agree with what Israel is doing. It came out this morning, if you look at some of the articles, that, I mean, Trump and the administration, to a degree, knew something was going to happen. That's why they evacuated soldiers and personnel from military bases within the Middle East, because they were thinking there was going to be a secondary strike after an Israel strike. And Israel's calling this a preemptive strike, but they're saying it's multiple areas now. Giga, thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. Think about how eager the USSR were to oppose Germany and how quickly both are able to condemn the Taliban or Franco's Spain. See, the right-wing governments with moral governing them are absolutely evil. Well, it's the horseshoe theory. That's fascism and communism. Well, it's based on they're authoritarian principles. So there is similarities with them because they need to control their populations. Trump just wanted another Obama deal? I don't think so. I mean, Trump could have gotten another Obama deal. At least that's what they were saying. But he didn't want to allow any enrichment. Can Iran's weapons even reach Europe or the U.S.? I mean, what would they even... It's not even... They would not even try. I mean, this is the problem with these Middle Eastern wars in the United States. Like, what is Iran going to do? They haven't even developed nuclear capability. Even if they do, it's extremely minute. It's not like they've got sophisticated nuclear weapons if they're just developing. Russia and China will keep the U.S. out. Yeah, you've got to wonder the Russia-China factor with Iran in this situation. Israel strikes a few days before Trump's June 14th. Yeah, his birthday on June 14th, Flag Day. A lot of stuff happening on the 14th. And you've got to deal with this now as well, because we already had the riots and stuff. Iran's chief of staff dead? From a strike? They're planning on milking this war? Well, it's the best. They always milk the Middle Eastern wars. I'm sure the arms stocks are going up, I'm sure. No way Trump will cancel the parade. Yeah, that's a sign of weakness. Are you going to stay alive until Trump responds? Well, the response possibly won't be coming for a little while now if he's in a meeting. I mean, it just depends. we'll see what the response. I mean, maybe there'll be a video. Maybe we'll get a video. Maybe we'll get. I don't know what we'll get. But oh, this dude is there.
Give you a sense, Jesse, of how Israel is bracing. They are ensuring that all of the air defense systems across this country are on high alert. When you and I talked earlier in the conflict between Israel and Hamas inside Gaza, we often talked about Israel's Iron Dome missile defense system. Tonight, the alert is for David's Sling and the Arrow system. These are more advanced systems capable of shooting down medium and long-range incoming ballistic missiles. You have to remember, though, there's also one THAAD missile defense system deployed here with American forces, and also 2 Patriot missile defense systems provided by the United States. We have seen over the past several months American cargo planes landing in Israel, preparing for the possibility that the Israelis would be striking Iran. And again tonight, that is taking place as we speak, a significant development and an indication that the Israelis are planning to continuously strike Iranian nuclear facilities to the best of their ability, stop the Iranian nuclear program that has been expanding. Just one other point before I toss it back to you, Jesse, that's important in the context of today. We learned that the International Atomic Energy Agency passed a resolution earlier today for the first time in 20 years, saying that the Iranians are not living up.
Maybe they're not reporting the uranium enrichment levels. That's what I would guess that he was talking about. Hiding uranium in bedroom closets, that you guess. Crypto in freefall. Check Rabbit response. This is the administration response. Tonight, Israel took unilateral action against Iran. We are not involved in strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. Israel advised us that they believe this action was necessary for self-defense. President Trump and the administration have taken all necessary steps to protect our forces and remain in close contact with our regional partners. Let me be clear, Iran should not target U.S. interests or personnel. So he's saying they're not involved. He's trying to say the United States is not involved in this spat between Israel and Iran. Your point of capitalism and communism are the horseshoe. Traditional monarchies or Islamic or fascist governments believe in morality first over economics. Yeah, no, man, I hear what you're saying. Well, he did denounce it in a way. He said that we're not involved. He said they're not involved. Well, it's like a half thing. It's a half thing. You know, this is a conflict between Israel and Iran, but yeah, Trump needs to. You have to fully. You have to make it clear. We are involved. Well, we give them money. That's it. Are they using our Patriot system, defense systems? That's what the dude was saying. Probably. Iran is already retaliating. Rubio not denouncing it. He just said the U.S. isn't involved. You think Rubio, the biggest Israel dick sucker, would denounce this? I mean, obviously Rubio is very pro-Israel, so... But I mean, this is the statement from the administration. It's not just Rubio. I mean, obviously it's a lot of them coming together and saying how they want to frame this. So they put out a statement, you know, it's like, well, we're not involved. All right. Well, they are involved because of the money. That's the issue, the amount of money we give Israel. Or are they striking Iraq? Well, they had to, probably because of the proxies. The U.S. Pulled active personnel out of Iraq yesterday. Let's not forget Iran has a nuke. Well, I mean, we don't know if they have a nuke or not. They're close, though. They could develop one for sure. I mean, they might. Thanks for going live. It always makes your night. No, I appreciate you for watching, man. I do. It's been a tough one here tonight, but... Did Ben Shapiro tweet yet? It'll be a victory lap from Shapiro, I'm sure. But, I mean, they said they're not involved. It's just, obviously... They're going to... You know, Trump knows that his... He knows it's important for him to look, you know, anti-war. It's not us. But the problem is we fund them, so there's obviously some form of a cooperation. Is it World War III? No, you can't you don't want to overreact like that. It's a regional thing in the Middle East. It's over the nuclear capability of Iran. But it's just something to me that could have been avoided very easily if the numbers were correct in terms of the negotiation that they were having. The Iranians with the United States. Israel struck and collapsed an apartment complex in Tehran. Doesn't seem like they're targeting nuclear sites. Well, that's what I had heard in a tweet. They said they were targeting multiple areas, and I had presumed it wasn't just nuclear sites. Did Shapiro tweet? No, I mean, Shapiro, he normally does. I mean, he'll probably come out with something, but if he comes out with something, you guys can tell me. Trucker, I appreciate the $5. Don't forget the Iranian terrorist cells. They have in many Western countries. Be on the watch for domestic terrorism. Yeah, well then, how about the false flags as well, which is what everyone's been saying. And with this weekend happening, it's a tough weekend. You know, there's a lot of stuff happening this weekend, so this leading into the weekend, it's an ominous feeling. No wonder crypto did not want to pump. We already knew this was going to happen. Yeah, getting through this, I think it depends how the scale of the war. That's what it depends. I mean, the U.S. stance is they want to say they're not involved. Thanks for another live stream. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the $10, Will. Good, you don't care what Israel does with Iran, to be honest. Let them handle their security there. Yeah, the issue is we fund them. So there's going to be animosity. Chances Trump denounces the strikes despite the statement from Rubio. Well, I want to get Trump talking with the press. That's where you're going to get more information. He can also go, he'll also say a lot of shit on Truth Social to where he'll just put it out himself without anyone checking it. But you want to get him talking. I want to hear him talking to the media about it. Thoughts on the India crash? It's terrible. The one dude that survived, it's a miracle that he survived. I think he jumped out of the plane, honestly. I don't know how else you survived that. If you look at the plane and the fireball. Iran tried striking them earlier this year, so whatever, you could not care less about that. You're more disappointed in Trump, that Trump announced amnesty and the CCP visas. Yeah, but I don't know if there's going to be any amnesty, honestly, man. There's probably going to be visas given out, I would agree, yeah. I don't know, man, the deportation stuff. The problem with this is, you want to talk about the strike, you don't want it to spiral into something bigger. And you don't want any involvement from the administration with a never-ending Middle Eastern war. Goy tax dollars at work. Paul, I appreciate it. Trump didn't announce amnesty. No, he made a subtle, statement that could be taken into, well, he's going to give some type of visa status to illegals, basically, because the farmers have been complaining, saying you're taking all of our workers, because all of their workers are illegals. They don't want to pay Americans more. How long does this last? Well, I mean, what is it? Oh, we don't know if it's even going to be a war. I mean, there'll be a strike, I'm sure, back from. But it is going to have to be resolved in some way, because supposedly they're at a certain enrichment level, and Israel doesn't like that. And so right now, Trump is trying to say, well, we're not involved in it, but they are. I mean, by proxy, but by funding, they're involved. So I don't know. I don't know how this gets resolved either. Maybe Iran gets pressured even more, and they end up negotiating something with the help of the United States and Russia. Maybe I'm being overly optimistic. G7 next week too. Yeah, the G7 in Alberta. You can't negotiate with terrorists, makes you look weak. Well, they already were negotiating with Iran. I mean, why do you think they were going back and forth and having those talks? I mean, that's what it is. You can call it talks or negotiations, whatever you want to call it. I mean, if you say this is the deal we want for the nuclear plan, and then Iran says no, I mean, that's what it is. It's a negotiation. Reports Iran has launched hundreds of missiles back. Well, yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a response. They already said they were on standby. Iran was. They knew it was coming. You know, the Trump administration knew it was coming. Should the U.S. go to war with Iran? Well, I mean, should Trump allow Iran to develop a nuclear weapon? Dude, the third option should be we don't care. I mean, we just don't care, bro. We don't care about the Middle Eastern countries developing nuclear. I hope as few countries as possible have nuclear bombs, but we can't police it to where we're involved in a war. What is that, the Iron Dome? Yeah, they're striking buildings. Mossad probably told us to say that we're not involved as Israel, not in the best of light right now, but we are. Well, we are by funding. I mean, by funding alone, we're involved. How are 11% saying yes? Oh, yeah, I know. That is pretty funny to allow it to, let them develop a nuclear weapon. Well, I mean, it's like, it doesn't matter one way or another. Why would we be involved in that? Explosions being reported at the Baghdad airport. A possible war for Israel, amnesty for illegals, pandering to the CCP. Are we tired of winning yet? Tiny Hats getting their way as always. Well, the CCP I think was in an agreement with that trade deal. That was part of that trade deal. The thing with the Chinese students. You're not involved in war with a country just because you're giving them money. That's ridiculous. Well, I mean, yeah, you are though. That's the problem. I mean, if it depends the amount of money you give them, I guess, but certainly if you support a country like that, like do you think Russia thinks that NATO's involved in the war with Ukraine? Obviously, they're involved by proxy. Is it healthier for you to not look at crypto right now? I mean, is it doing really bad? Yeah, the Bitcoin dominance is going to go up. I'm sure the alts are getting just hammered if some of these higher alts are down by 5 or 6%. The goal of the operation is to remove the existential threat to Israel. We have no choice but to act quickly. If we don't act now, we simply won't be here. Never again. It's now. Never understood the Iron Dome, Golden Dome thing. You know it's not a literal dome, but what is it? It's a missile defense system. Shoots down rockets or anything that enters our airspace, or in the Golden Dome's case, Israel's airspace. World Peace Coin just made it 250%. But so did a 2x. Well, it's the opposite of world peace right now. The ICE shit with leftists is getting out of hand. ICE is only doing their job with 20 million. It's, of course, going to be a shithole trying to find the illegals. Yeah, I know. Obviously, I mean, they're all well within their right to deport these people. You get these sob stories with these illegals, and so you have to deal with it. I mean, but this is just routine. It's not surprising that the liberals are making this huge deal about it. The strikes will last until the threat is removed. Oh, that's just great. Iran declares nationwide state of emergency. Going to be another 72-hour conflict. The big story right now is why Trump has become taco on one issue that everyone thought he'd be relentless on. I know what you're saying with the immigration, but this is the big story. I mean, let's be honest. This strike is the big story, but I know what you're saying with the immigration. I think with the immigration, I don't know. I'd have to see the executive order he wants. I mean, it doesn't, he walked it back, but I don't know. Iran could have avoided this if they just continued talks with us. I think they were setting up talks this weekend. I mean, I know there were worsening conditions. I believe mainly because of Israel, but also because, the administration wanted zero enrichment. Iran wanted at least like 3.5% enrichment so they could have nuclear power or nuclear energy, I think. And I'm not sure that would ever be agreed upon by either party. A lot of Muslims will view this as a holy war. You people need to fully realize the gravity of the situation. Well, we're just so used to strikes in the Middle East, but I know what you're saying, and I mean, if you're coming, I mean, it could be a prolonged situation. That this is their window for Israel to strike. Baghdad is also getting hit. Yeah, I heard that. Israel is more trouble than they're worth. We have a growing friendship with Saudi Arabia, and simming for Israel is causing all kinds of problems for us with Iran. Well, the issue is it's AIPAC, and it's there's too many people within our government that heavily support Israel. They're gonna get older, and eventually, but it's there's no way that that simping is gonna end. I wouldn't think. There's just too much support within Congress. I mean, obviously Trump and his cabinet as well. Even though they've tried to be, because they know it's a terrible look for the administration, a Middle Eastern war, it's just horrible. And so they're coming out, but they're not necessarily denouncing this aggression. They're saying we're not involved. Lindsey Graham just tweeted. Yeah, I mean, I think I saw the tweet you're talking about. Or is there a new tweet? Oh, goody. There's a new treasure trove to look at. Judge orders Trump to return NG to Gavin Newsom. Well, didn't they just allow Trump to have the National Guard there? Hopefully that situation cleared up. I don't know about that order, though. I thought Trump won that. The federal judge allowed Trump, or the state judge, whatever it was, allowed Trump to use the National Guard. Multiple American bases have just been hit. Is that true?
For years, the Iranian regime has called for the destruction of the State of Israel, planning and advancing concrete military plans to do so. Over the past few months, intelligence has shown that Iran is closer than ever to obtaining a nuclear weapon. This morning, the IDF began preemptive and precise strikes targeting the Iranian nuclear program in order to prevent the Iranian regime's ability to build a nuclear bomb in the immediate time frame. We have no choice. We are operating against an imminent and existential threat. We cannot allow the Iranian regime to obtain a nuclear weapon that would be a danger to Israel and the entire world. This operation is for our right to exist here, for our future and for our children's future. The State of Israel has the right and the obligation to operate in order to protect its people and will continue to do so. The IDF conducted significant preparations for this operation. We are well prepared, both in defense and offense, to defend ourselves. The IDF will continue to defend the State of Israel.
Yeah, I think the background's AI or something. It's like a green screen. Let's see if they said anything about this. Just that statement. Israel struck directly at the heart of Iran's nuclear program and their scientists. Yeah, this, you're saying it's a long night. It's like these people welcome this. I mean, come on. They're all in it together to tank the crypto market. Yeah, you remember the strikes from last year. The market got destroyed from that. Why does Benny Johnson simp so hard for Israel? Dr. PK, I don't know. He's a MAGA, MAGA shill. I think it's the boomer MAGA, voices. They like Israel. Multiple American casualties reported. Off of which strikes? Nothing ever happens. Yeah, but the problem is something happens, so it's like, I don't know, does that still hold up? You know, you want to say nothing ever happens. There's been strikes within the Middle East. There's been Israeli strikes before. So we can spin it. You know, they struck a year and a half ago or whenever it was, and the markets got destroyed. They strike it again, we'll see what happens. But if anything, it's just a massive delay in terms of any type of peace deal or nuclear deal. Assad blackmail iceberg. Phew. You want me to do a video on that? Well, that would be a long video. Wouldn't be able to be monetized. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of video ideas. Did the U.S. give them intel? What, for the strikes? I would presume no. I would presume they did not, because they previously were against it, and they said that it's not, they're not involved. Rubio put out a statement saying they're not involved. Is Trump going to speak tonight? That's what we're waiting on. We're waiting for some type of reaction from Trump. There's going to be a statement from Trump. He might go on Truth Social. I'm not sure if there's anything scheduled. I know he's in some type of cabinet meeting, they said right now, so I don't know if there's something. Judge rules Trump's National Guard deployment to Los Angeles was illegal, orders temporary stop. I mean, can we stop doing it with these judges? Wouldn't the other judge just rule it to be legal and allow Trump to continue? It's just retarded. If the U.S. doesn't get involved, we are fine. You don't care as long as we don't do shit. If we do, we're fucked. Yeah, the question is, what if Iran strikes, U.S. facilities, U.S. bases? I mean, praying. I appreciate that. Thank you for that. Yeah, we all are right now. Can't find any information confirming strikes. Can you post the links? Dude, I mean, the strikes are all over the internet. They're all over Fox News. All of these. I mean, it's documented. White man dies for Israel while migrants take over and replace you. America first, though, right, guys? Appreciate the stream, though. Hey, man, I thank you for that. Well, at least I don't think we're gonna get any deployed. Hopefully, any troops deployed to fight this, but no, we're not gonna die. We're not gonna die, Carboy. Well, at least Iran won't have a nuke, I guess. I mean, what's the cost and how long is the war? And what is our involvement in it? I mean, the idea was we could do a deal with them to where they wouldn't have capability to have a nuke anyways. It would have, a nuclear deal. Iran has nuked your crypto bags, dude. This is bad. Is it seriously affecting the alts, like the lower alts, the memes, that badly? How much shit do we have to deal with this with crypto? It's, you know, it's like we're close to a nuclear deal. It's gonna happen. Just they're not even gonna be able to develop a nuclear bomb with 3% enrichment. How do you develop a nuclear bomb with 3%? 3.7% enrichment. You can't develop it. So why strike them? Iran's chief military of staff has been taken down. Fox can't 100% confirm it. No information newer than 4 hours old, can't find. Dude, there's videos of the strikes.
اینجا رو زدن، اینجا رو هم زدن، این لویزانم زدن، پشتم زدن.
Oil up 9%. Yeah, tell me, was crude oil, what, 71? 73? Well, there goes our truflation. Is that the only video? I mean, there's probably other videos. No, I wouldn't say World War III began. That's sensationalism. Military operation against Iran expected to last several days. At the end of the operation, there will be no nuclear threat. Pepper News just released a YouTube vid. What, on this situation? Matt, thank you. Even if we do a nuclear deal, how do we know they won't make one anyways? You're sure they have ways, no point in paying them off for them to do it anyways? Well, because there's oversight. There would be massive oversight. I mean, Obama had one. And that's the reason that you know, Trump wanted to do one. Just to avoid this. But I mean, in terms of them, you know, their nuclear capability for the United States, it's really not our concern. Honestly, it's not. They're not. What are they going to target the United States? Come on, they would be obliterated in a millisecond. Israel has nukes and they will use them. Well, I mean, I don't know if they'll use them, but yes, they have nukes. What's the age limit for the draft? Well, isn't it like, I thought it was like 18 to 24 or something. Missile pong over the weekend and then back to business as usual by Monday morning. Always ends this way. No one's going to mobilize troops. Yeah, I mean, certainly the U.S. won't do anything like that. The concern is if Iran hits like a U.S. base or something. I think that'd be the concern. But Israel has struck their facilities in the past, and nothing really has come of it. So I think that's the hope. It's 26. No, there's not gonna be anything like that. There's not gonna be a draft or anything like that. Yeah, I saw the Rubio statement. Yeah. Trump not going to be seen tonight. Hopefully, there'll be a statement from him. There's got to be something. This is a more substantial attack than before. Yeah, it is more widespread. It seems like they're really going for it because Iran's more weak now than they were before. But yeah, this is the Rubio response, the administration response. You wish you had more money to buy on the dip on crypto. Yeah, I mean, right now it's probably the best time to buy. I mean, the hope is that okay, these are more sophisticated attacks by Israel, but they've done strikes on Iran nuclear plants in the past. So these are just going to be missiles back and forth, and it'll be calmed down. That's the hope. It'll be calmed down by Monday. The administration, Trump has done this to where there's been hot situations, there's been hot wars. Just look at Pakistan, India. That was a recent situation. This can be resolved. Huh. I don't know about that tier list, man. Come on. According to Eric Daugherty, the entire Iranian general staff, including the head. Oh my goodness.
First, Caitlin, something I just heard from a senior Israeli official who says that according to Israeli assessments, there are very high chances that the entire Iranian general staff, including the head of the Iranian general staff of the Iranian military, and several senior Iranian nuclear scientists were all eliminated in the Israeli strikes tonight. I hear that again from a senior Israeli official who says that several senior top Iranian military commanders, including the head of the general staff of the Iranian military and senior nuclear scientists, have all been targeted in those strikes. And according to IDF assessments, there's a high chance that they've been eliminated.
I mean, that is...
Their entire staff. How evil for Iran to want the technology that prevents other countries from attacking you whenever they want. It is a deterrent, yeah, but Iran has their own issues. I mean, we would prefer Iran, not have any nuclear capability, obviously. But it's hard to police something that's 7,000 miles away. Fake news, you do not believe it even for a little bit. I mean, I don't know. It depends where they hit. No, I didn't hear about that cartel doing train heists in Arizona. I didn't hear about that. I haven't heard about any cartel news recently, man. Please address. Even democratic Western European countries have military parades, and libs are bitching about Trump being authoritarian. Yeah, I mean, it's complete horseshit. They don't like the United States, so obviously they're not going to support a parade that's, propaganda. They just don't like the country. You're saying to stop trying to negotiate with terrorists, but they weren't the ones who struck first. So, I mean, dude, it's like... Yeah, I heard about the Indian plane. I think it's really bad. It's crazy that someone survived. Air India, that's... That plane stalled. You could tell by the way it was descending. It was descending... I used to watch those videos of aviation disasters and just commercial planes, Boeing planes failing. You remember Air France? I don't know the number of it, like 467 or something, that plane. The plane just stalls and falls like this, so it falls up. Because the plane gets too high of an elevation. You got a rookie pilot, it was a problem. Oil is going to spike up, and the U.S. military bases might be targeted in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE. Yeah, see, that's the problem. If they target our military bases, that's going to be shown as, oh, now we're going to be involved. They shouldn't target our military bases, Iran. It would not be smart for them. Yeah, look up Lockheed Martin. I'm sure their stock is doing well. Air France 447. I remember watching a mock video on that. It's pretty interesting. The first officer, yeah. I mean, it's like the ultimate noob thing. Well, if I just keep elevating the plane, there's no way we can crash. That's what it kind of felt like he was thinking. Trump not speaking tonight? You're kidding. How would Jeb Bush react to this? Maybe we need to bring Jeb in to save the peace. You're saying Israel better than Iran? Well, I hear you. I think Middle Eastern not being, but like the thing is this is going to affect other shit. Now, maybe this is only a weekend. There's been other strikes. There have been other strikes by Israel against Iran. Yes, these are more widespread. Yes, if this is true, then it's a bigger problem. But maybe this is something that only lasts a weekend. We don't know. Trump went to bed early. You're joking. Now, Trump's in a meeting right now. He's going to have to talk soon. What are these judges? What is the point of this? They already ruled that he could keep them. The judge already ruled. What are the chances we would have gotten world peace under Jeb Bush? 6,900% chance. Trump refused to participate, correct? What in this? Yeah, it was not the United States coordinating with Israel on this strike. This was Israel by themselves, and it was the intelligence said that this is what they were going to do. Israel was antsy and they wanted to do it. The peace or the nuclear deal was going nowhere, or it was staled. No confirmation of U.S. space strikes. I haven't seen any confirmation of an Iran response yet. Israel PM said the war would take as many days as it takes to remove the threat. I know, it seems like they're really going for total destabilization of Iran. Not trying to target you by if the market went up instead of dumped, you'd have no problem with it. No, I don't care really about crypto, honestly. People have just been telling me it's going down. This is bad for the country. But this is bad for Trump on a number of levels. I mean, look at crude oil now. You know, that was a great avenue we had with the lower prices. That's gone. Now maybe it's just a spike and we'll see what happens, but it depends how many strikes there are and the Iranian response. I mean, it spiked to similar price in April. But that was more expensive in April. You don't see Israel as bad as all of you? Well, dude, at a certain point, it's like just the appeasement is, and it becomes a biblical thing, a religious sense of just a devotion to them. And I think Trump was trying to break it to a degree. I mean, he really wanted a deal with Iran. And look, this is probably just a weekend thing, I think, honestly. You jinxed it early in the stream. You said oil is way down. Well, yeah, I mean, oil has been way down for a while. If you look at it, it's been way down. I mean, obviously, it was starting to trade up because there were rumors that the strike was coming. Israel just launched the second wave of strikes. So that is being reported. Israel's attack will likely provoke a strong Iranian response. Israel will likely then ask the U.S. to help counter Iran's response. Yeah, this is where you have to say, no, it's not going to happen. Come on. They're going to say they hit U.S. bases, I'm guessing. Has nothing to do with oil, but the problem is it affects the global oil price. I mean, this war obviously, these strikes are obviously about their. I mean, they just want them destabilized, and they're weakened right now. Their proxies are weakened. Iran's are. It's a show. Trump is good cop trying to ask for nicely for a deal. Israel's bad cop trying to force cooperation without using U.S. Yeah, but I mean, this is not. I don't think that's what this can't be. I mean, they've already struck them and supposedly eliminated some of their top commanders. Does anything ever happen, or are we on Chud watch? Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things you have to think about. I mean, I think the Kashmir region should be travel banned. It's been disputed for since the British left. You would get that argument if they threaten. Yeah, that's the problem. Is they already struck, and it was a widespread strike too. 4 to 5 Iranian jets shot down. What, by the Iron Dome? Yeah, Dean, he does. He does. What time is it there? Like 9:30 in the morning? 11:30? I know. I did remember when Trump said something happened to them. But you never know with Trump in terms of him saying stuff like that. Iran needs to behave, stop funding terror. Do you think this attack was necessary, and what's next? Well, I mean, obviously Israel's going to have a different view of the situation than me based on their proximity to Iran, but the issue is we're so entrenched with Israel. It's like whatever they do, it's we have no say. But hopefully what's next is some type of de-escalation, but Iran's going to strike back. So, I mean, that's going to lead to probably Israel hitting back again, and so yeah, it's a trying time. They targeted nuclear scientists. The media will say they're civilians. Yeah, I mean, I did. We'll see what happens with the reports. This is the problem with the social media when things like this happen. You see a bunch of different stuff, but I did see like civilian buildings that were bombed. But I don't know. Maybe that was from something else. Welcome to World War III. Who's ready to be drafted? It's not World War III, man. Now, there's a lot of fear mongering. It's not World War III. It's not going to be World War III. But we need to get we need to get Trump to come out and make a statement. What happens if Iran attacks American military bases? Israel would be delighted. Because then that would bring us in, probably. I know, he's got to make a statement. World War III won't escalate over shithole sand countries. Yeah, I mean, if we allowed the Middle East to create World War III, it's just like, come on. No, World War III is not going to happen because of this. It's people always say it because it's a sensationalism. It's not World War III. Basically, Iran will retaliate, and they will probably strike each other a couple more times than ceasefire. Yeah, then you hope for a ceasefire, but we know how hard those ceasefires are to get, and when they put them in place, they immediately break them normally. But you know, the beginning of a hot war is always the very turbulent time because people don't know what's going to happen. But hopefully this is not even that. Hopefully it's just strikes against each other, and there's going to be retaliation, and then some type of deal that's probably fostered by the U.S. and Russia, some type of peace thing. I mean, but the thing is we've still got the war in Europe as well. That needs to be solved. That's got to be solved. I mean, that has to, because there's too many situations happening now. Look at the green candle for world peace right now. Man, did you invest into it? You're bragging about it. I hope you invested into it. Israel has mobilized large amounts of troops, reported on Fox. Yeah, of course Fetterman would say that. Red Fox Matt, I appreciate that, man. Sounds like Trump went to bed and is going to have a meeting in the morning with cabinet military leaders. Hopefully Trump does say something tonight. But it's not. Trump goes to bed at 9 o'clock at night. It's not late. That's the thing. Why would he go to bed? Or are they just saying he's not speaking? I mean, if they come out and they say he's not speaking, all right, at least tell us. Palantir, Israel, Ukraine fatigue. There's a lot stacking up. There's a lot of stuff stacking up right now, man. You know, I even titled this stream something different. I titled something about the deportations. Yeah, there's no way Trump's going to bed. I mean, how does Trump go to bed at like, what is this, Biden? What is this, the Biden sleep schedule? Can you people please provide a source before backing shit up? That seemed like it was a real thing, honestly. Trump barely sleeps. He said it himself. If you're the president, you should barely sleep 100%. Unless you're Biden, because it's a shadow regime. If they're going for regime change, you need boots on the ground. Yeah, that would be an extensive war. If he went to bed, he's up now. Yeah, he's got to be up 100%. I'm waiting for Trump to come out and release a statement and do a live reaction to it. Really, that's what I'm waiting for. If people are wondering, I mean, there's gonna be more Israeli strikes. We'll see to the extent of it. The first barrage. Then there's gonna be a response from Iran. But we need to get Trump's actual statements here on this. You know, the administration put out a half-assed statement, it seemed like, with that Rubio quote. Had to take your dog out. Any updates? We're waiting for Trump. Yeah, but you have to understand, everyone immediately says World War whenever there's something that happens. I mean, they said World War about... I mean, imagine we had an invasion of an Eastern European country. Of course, people are going to say World War about that. So, you know, it's just everyone says it whenever there's a hot war that breaks out. Rubio already issued a statement. Yeah, but it was like a non-statement. What I want to see is like Trump speaking. Revolutionary Guard headquarters in Tehran hit. Any updates on the riots around the country? I don't think the riots are all that bad now. But I mean, the big update tonight was there was a judge, maybe a district judge, that ruled that Trump had to return the federal guard to Newsom. Insane, because they just ruled that Trump was within his right. There's something wrong with this court system in the United States. It doesn't make any sense. World Peace at 700K got in at 2. Dude, you got to stop. I mean, you're obsessed with this crap. Just you need to stop with the meme coins, man. Put your money in something safer, bro. Can you do a recap of the details? Well, how far? There was original report. I mean, this has been cooked up. I mean, you can see the crude oil price. We knew this was potentially going to happen. The administration took all of their, or most of their troops and their personnel out of Iraq because they thought Israel is going to do a preemptive strike and then Iran's going to hit back. That came out earlier today. I'm doing the live stream, and then it comes out, Israel strikes Iran. We're still waiting for the extent. They're saying it's pretty bad. They're saying it's really way more than the previous strikes on the nuclear plants. Now they're saying it's even more widespread. So it's a bigger strike. Now Netanyahu has come out and said, well, it's going to last days and we're not going to stop until we destroy their nuclear program. And then Rubio releases a statement, and the administration releases a statement that says, this was Israel's doing. We did not support them. We did not aid them. Iran needs to not strike U.S. bases, and we're not involved. Even though you could say with the relationship the United States and Israel has, of course we're involved. But the administration is saying we're not involved. Israel's the problem. They dragged us into World War I, World War II, and every war after that. Everything happening in America today happened to Germany back then. Well, that's a lot, and I appreciate the donation, but that's a lot to discuss there with that in terms of how the World War started. Sel, thank you. I appreciate it. Regarding Trump going soft on deportations because of upset farmers, have prisoners convicted of non-violent crimes pick the crops in exchange for reduced sentences. Eugene, Oregon. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. You could use prison labor to do stuff like that. That's a good idea. 11 hours to market open. Make it 20. And they make it 100 hours. We don't want the market to open. We don't want them to... I prefer it not. No, I don't think the market's that down, honestly. People were saying it's not down that much. I mean, what is the... Just because Trump floated the idea doesn't mean he's going soft. Yeah, but when you're dealing with the current situation in our country, we really need to be hard against this liberalism and these riots, because Trump is right. The deportations have to happen. But there is compromise to a degree, I understand, but I don't think it's the time to put out statements being soft and saying we're going to allow illegals to stay. Ethereum is down. What was Bitcoin down, like 3%? Ethereum about 10%. And we'll see what the remnants what the reaction ends up being on that.
Oh, I would love to share the readout, but I revere the office of presidency, so I'll keep it in confidence. He has quite literally made up components of that conversation. He's been a stone-cold liar about what he said we talked about. He never discussed the National Guard, period, full stop. I would love to share with you what he actually talked about. That would send shivers up your spine.
Attorneys.
He just said the F word. That's not necessary. He just said it's going to send shivers up your fucking spine. Come on, dude. Is that really necessary? Thank you for the $2 donation, Kai. When are you going to sell your meme coins? Why would I sell my meme coins? They're down. I'm not going to sell my meme coins. Trump said the F word too. Trump's allowed to because he's the leader. Because he's the executive authority. Gavin is having a breakdown. Yeah, he keeps fake crying. Oh man, you got the neocons coming out of the woodwork now. The neocons are starting to creep out. I mean, Cotton did say earlier that, oh, they're developing a nuclear bomb. Hegseth said that as well. Fetterman, they're all coming out of the woodwork. They're all crawling out from under their rock structures. It's always scary when your view count suddenly spikes after almost 3 hours. Really? You don't think? No, the thing is, nothing happened. I just I'm on a roll tonight, so the thing is people have been recommending my stream, and it's trending. The reason is because, yeah, obviously not. It's because of the Iran strikes. Lindsey Graham. Just get Shapiro to come out of the woodwork. Did Trump release the Gavin phone call? No, they asked Newsom to, and he said he wasn't going to because he respects the presidency. But I don't think Trump did. Fetterman needs to put on some clothes, man. I don't even understand what that is. And obviously Democrats now hate him, but it's like he's like the most unpopular senator, Democratic senator. Christopher, do you know the Muffin Man? Thank you, man. Pizza store near Pentagon seen busier than normal. I wanted to order like 5,000 hot dogs. You remember that? Remember that coded language they would use? Why did Israel attack Iran? Because Iran's in a weakened state right now. Their proxies are weak. Israel knows it's their time to strike. And they're doing it without U.S. support, really. But we'll see what happens. Shapiro calls for Trump to quickly condemn Iran. Well, we knew we would get something from him. He was waiting. He's waiting for the right time. Why were they 100% right to do it? Oh, we're shocked. He approves of it. Trump's strategy worked. His strategy did not work. There's no diplomacy. Nuclear doomsday. Yeah, I agree with this. I do agree with this. I don't think it's World War III or anything like that. But it's certainly closer than it was. Well, we'll see. I haven't seen anything from Trump. He's speaking live? Where? Oh, that's Shapiro you're talking about. Trump's, yeah, it worked. Yeah, it worked all right. Come on, man. It worked for you, baby. What's the newest news we have? I'd have to see the recent update on one of these. So, I mean, the problem is, what if Iran strikes a U.S. base? The involvement would happen then. There's not going to be a draft, bro. Stop with the sensationalism. Last super chat from you. Until we come together as an ethno-nationalist people, we would never escape the situation of deceit, lies, and betrayal. We need to carve our own destiny, white men, or we're doomed. Well, I appreciate the super chat, man. Nothing ever happens, but it happened. That's the problem. See, the thing is, we say nothing ever happens. There's no way Israel's not going to strike them, and then it happens. But no, I agree in general with like World War III. It's not going to happen. What would it take, in your opinion, for a draft? The United States is in a position to where there really shouldn't be a draft. How would there be a draft? I mean, what would it be, an invasion of the U.S.? I don't, you know. There's not going to be a draft to where we're fighting in fucking Vietnam again, bro, or in Israel. Come on. Fuck no. As long as the U.S. isn't directly involved in World War III ain't happening. Yeah, but this would be considered a step closer to it. But I know what you're saying, and I mean, I agree. Direct war with China, maybe? What, a draft? Yeah, it would have to involve China, I'm guessing. You honestly think Trump and Bibi planned this? I mean, but just understand the lead up to this. It wouldn't really make sense for Trump to want this to happen. Also, I think it became abundantly clear they were going to do it, and the United States was not for it. Plus, Israel tried to do this 2 months ago, and the U.S. said no. Everyone needs to calm down. It's not World War III. These are strikes on nuclear bases. It's not where. Let's see what Trump says. Ideal immigration solution long term. Once Trump cleans out the trash, but he's not going to clean it out. It's not possible. If there's 22 million illegals or 17 million illegals, you're not going to deport all of them in 4 years. It's not. You don't have the resources for it. So you're. I mean, I don't see how the immigration in the United States is ever going to be solved. It would have to be a leader that would be in for 30 years with the same immigration policy. I mean, I guess if you get 8 years of Vance, then you could make a serious dent. After 4 years of Trump, I don't know. But there's other things like the birth rates in the United States, and it's a problem. What if Trump doesn't have the balls to speak tonight? No, he's in a meeting right now. I think that's why. He's probably wants to speak bad. You're writing the DG, Jeb Bush, and crypto coin fan fiction. Yeah, people keep talking about my meme coins. My meme coins are doing just fine, I think. Don't worry about it. Well, actually, they're probably not. They're probably not doing well. Market did not dump this bad since Liberation Day. Well, we don't even know. It hasn't opened yet. Oh, you're talking about crypto? Dude, you're done with that Friday the 13th coin. Just give it up. Give it a rest, man. It ain't happening. Birth rate in U.S. is not a problem. We are way overpopulated. Bro, that's got to be the biggest troll. That is the biggest troll. Iran prepares to declare war on Israel. State media. China and India are overpopulated. Certain areas of them are certainly overpopulated, but they've also got a lot of rural areas. Certain cities are. Remember the Ukraine drone strike on Russia? He said he didn't know, and it turned out the U.S. supported. Yeah, but that's already during a war. This is kicking one off. That's a little bit different. Trump will announce U.S. has created Wonderwolf DG2. That's a great name. I didn't even know that, because when I was younger, I used to play, and I knew that it was called the Wonderwolf DG2, but then I didn't even put it together, and then I realized that. Have you ever played the India Google Maps Street View game? Oh man, I can only imagine. Yeah, look at New Delhi. Breaking, JB Pritzker declares war on new food pyramid. Yeah, well, RFK's coming out with that. Pritzker sat on the last one, it broke, so they got to create a new food pyramid. Be honest, what is the realistic chances BB would have greenlit the strike without U.S. support. Well, I mean, define U.S. support. I don't think there was U.S. support in terms of Trump, but obviously there's fractions of the cabinet that certainly supported it. I mean, Waltz originally, Michael Waltz was coordinating with Bibi to strike. I mean, this has been coordinated for a while with this new Trump administration, and there's a lot of Zionists within the administration. So, yeah, I mean, there has to be at least some knowledge within it. I mean, Trump, no, I don't think so, because it's just the antithesis of what Trump has been trying to do this entire time. Trump will not denounce Israel even if he speaks tonight. Yeah, but I just want to hear what his perspective on it, honestly, and because I want to see how aggressive he is and what. Because I think Trump, if I had to predict, I'm guessing Trump is going to say he's going to be pretty somber. He's going to take a similar position to Rubio, and it's not going to be this, fuck Israel or anything like that. It's going to be more so a more neutral type, which is boring and not, but that's just what I think would happen. But I don't know if he's talking tonight. Reports are saying U.S. supported IDF with intel, but they are going in alone. So they did support with intel, if that's true. Trump has got to be angry with Netanyahu. Well, it's a bad look for Trump. It undermines what Trump is trying to do with Iran. How is Iran declaring war with no generals? They all got wiped out. Yeah, but I don't know if that's true or not. And I don't think that was all their generals. I think it was a certain branch. Trump meeting National Security Council tomorrow at 11 a.m. Report. But when is the public statement? That's a nice account, man. World War III soon. No, it's not gonna happen, man. We're not gonna have World War III. It's sensationalism. World War III before GTA 6 sign you up. Dude, my GTA 6 coins. I got cucked by those, man. I got cucked bad. Any chance another country swoops in and attacks Iran as well? Well, what I'm interested in is the support. Depending on how big the war gets, the Russia and China support of Iran, if it materializes. Hopefully, it's just between two countries. Because we had an India-Pakistan situation, but that was more containable. But I mean, that was solved quickly. No declaration of war yet. Weekend conflict. I heard Iran declared war. Or they're preparing to declare war. World War III before Half-Life 3? You're joking. How do you think the rising oil prices will affect markets and the economy? It could heat 100, even 120 based on prediction. Yeah, I mean, I would like to actually get an update on it. 74, basically. It's bad, man. I mean, the hope is that you know, maybe it's just a wick, maybe. Maybe it's just a wick. There goes our precious and not really. We still keep low inflation with higher energy prices, but it depends how long the war is. You know what it is? It's and we'll take a look at this. I'm sure they've got a World War III. Maybe you've got to spell it out. Oh, maybe not. Iran strike on Israel by Friday, 45% chance. Iran strike on Israel by Monday, 69% chance. Israel military action already happened. Spotify is down. While the missiles are flying, keep on buying. Yeah, no, you're right. There's a lot of stuff that's down right now. It's good entries for sure. Futures off lows of today seems like a weekend war. Yeah, let's get the intel. Let me just explain. The markets are telling us this is a weekend war. You're right. I have to say that. I'm not trying to like, oh, you're coping. No, I'm just looking at some of this data. This looks like a weekend war, guys. It's a weekend war. Nothing ever happens. It's not coping when you're right. Yeah, my Spotify was working too, at least earlier it was. So I don't know. But I had seen it trending, so I was wondering. Futures are barely down. Israel just launched second wave of strikes. Isn't it already Friday? No, not in the East Coast. The East Coast, it's still technically Thursday because it's 10:14. Today at 11:59 p.m. was the deadline of 60 days. Trump definitely yeah, but that's not Trump puts those sham deadlines all the time and then they never amounts to anything. He put deadlines on Hamas to return hostages and two times and nothing came of it. I don't really view those deadlines as gospel from Trump. Well, crypto is going to have more volatility, so the crypto stuff's going to be. I mean, but even what is Ethereum down? Ethereum had a pump, so it doesn't really surprise me if it's down a little bit more. You know, BTC is still over 100K. They're not really treating this. These markets are not treating this as a catastrophic war or anything. I mean, there could be more escalation, I guess, but we're trying to be impartial here and tell people to. Is it the 13th in Iran? Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah, no, in the Middle East, it's definitely the 13th. Is there seriously not? There's got to be something from Trump. There's going to be something from Trump. I don't know now. It's a bit late. It seems a bit late for Trump to say something now. I mean, unless he Truth Social something. You gave up refreshing Truth Social. Yeah, but with Trump, you know, it could come at like 2 a.m. and you never know. Trump will put out, I don't think he gives a shit. He'll put it on Truth. It doesn't really matter to him, but he'll probably will put it on Truth tonight. But it's like, I wanted like some type of, but he doesn't really do those formal things to where he just gives out a statement. It's still prime time in much of the U.S. No, I don't think it doesn't really qualify as prime time. Prime time, I do think is around like 8 or 9 Eastern, but once you get to 10, it's a little bit late on the East Coast. I mean, I guess you could argue maybe still, but I think 9 o'clock Eastern is probably prime time on the East Coast, like in general, because it's 6 o'clock on Pacific. You'd bet someone 1K this is longer than a weekend and ends with boots on the ground and an Iran attempted regime change. Yeah, that would be a fucking clusterfuck. You need to go play Battlefield. Are you inspired? You're inspired by it? I used to play Battlefield. I never really liked it a ton. I'm not a big fan of Call of Duty multiplayer either. You think the military parade should go? Yeah, the military parade is going to happen 100%. I don't see what would the reason to cancel it be? I mean, outside of the riots would be more of a reason than this Middle Eastern thing. Can we agree that Trump has been an utter disaster so far? No, I mean, there's no way. Number one, you can't call Trump an utter disaster because he shut the border down. So how you know, even if you want to say some other things, I mean, I do agree there are conflicts now that are spiraling a little bit. Although I don't know. I mean, it's all perspective based. It depends how bad you think this conflict's going to be and how long it's going to last. The markets are saying it's real. They're not really reacting in any crazy catastrophic way. It doesn't seem. I don't know who the strikes killed. I think they reported the strikes killed some of their military leaders, but you just landed off the plane. Well, I gave an update like 30 minutes ago, but I don't think Trump's going to speak. The U.S. is playing neutral. Yeah, I don't know what to tell people about Trump. I mean, you know, it's just... I'm guessing there'll probably be something on Truth Social, so... I don't think Aaron Rodgers made the Steelers Super Bowl contenders. I appreciate the comedy, though. What does leading report have anything? President Trump told Israel not to strike Iran on Monday, according to Wall Street Journal. Yeah, well, I mean, it would be nice to get confirmation from Trump to say that he denounces this. Or the strikes, I'm saying. Denounces the strikes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think he's talking. Do you have a strategy for buying meme coins? Yeah, I do. It's just late, man. I mean, the strategy is don't buy any meme coin that's new. You'll probably get wrecked. You gotta wait for at least 6 or 7 months to see some price history. Your crypto crashed. I've been hearing that. I don't want to look at my portfolio, man. Head of Iran troops unalived. I mean, if this is true, I mean, they're saying it's widespread strikes and there's going to be a significant reaction from Iran. And that's going to cause Israel to then demand the U.S. gets involved. So that seems where this is headed, and then that'll be the next thing for the U.S. to decide. Turbo. Yeah, I mean, I normally don't buy coins that, like, have already gone. I mean, I miss Turbo, but yeah, Turbo's fine. Iran already mobilized. There's going to be a huge response from Iran. Especially if this is true, they're taking out, like, their entire cabinet. Oh, man. Well, we'll have to see how this develops over. I mean, this is just, it's terrible. It's bad for the markets. It's horrible for the energy sector. It's bad for the administration. It gives more ammunition. The whole idea of Trump no new wars. I mean, it's just not good. It's just not good. Ugh. Israeli official says we're just getting started. That's from Fox. Great. So the no new wars thing is officially over. Well, I mean, now you're getting technical about this, but this is not a war. These are strikes. I mean, we'll see. I guess Iran is declaring war. But I mean, this is the thing that when with the Zionists within the administration, you go to the bucket one too many times. This is the result with this. I mean, Trump tried to avoid it. We'll see anti-Israel protest in D.C. on the 6/14 parade. I mean, but it's going to be it's going to be a plethora of bullshit on that with that parade probably now. We'll have to see what happens in terms of the anti-ICE riots as well. And it's a very the temperature is hot in the country, so and now you've got this with the Middle Eastern situation. Fox is so pro-Israel. Well, it's a boomer network. You're acting like we're for sure funding this. Well, we already are giving them. I mean, we're already funding their operations against Hamas. We approved like 17 billion per year for that. So I don't know. Let's see what Trump says, but because Trump said, he said not to strike. I mean, Trump has been very clear about this, that Israel just didn't. I know people in the chat say, "Oh, there's coordination," but I mean, there's other things that we know for a fact to where Trump dispelled Israel's attempt to strike. Do you still see the light? I feel like the news was so bullish until now. Yeah, I mean it's a tough thing here with this. I mean, because it affects the markets now, and so now it's going to be annoying. I mean, it's like, I mean, we've got this thing with crypto, and we're getting ready to go, and you deal with this. It's not fun. I mean, these are more widespread attacks. I know they've attacked their nuclear bases in the past. Well, I mean, it's not even just Murdoch. Just look at the viewership of Fox News. Those are people over the age of 60. That's a large cohort that really supports Israel for sure. All you care about is crypto and the markets. No, that's just the reaction when this happens because it affects it. So I'm not gonna talk about it because I care about the administration doing well, and this is not good for the administration. So that's why I'm upset. But the crypto stuff is another aspect of it, yes. But I mean the markets. I mean that affects the administration. Crypto was ready to take. I know there was a lot more money being done. I mean this is the Trump coin 2.0. This is the same shit. We had a great January situation in crypto, and then the Trump coin comes out. Market's gonna suffer tomorrow. Yeah, but have you seen the after hours? They're not as bad. The markets are expecting a weekend war. But no, I don't know. I honestly shouldn't say that because it's just making shit up. But no, I get it from the chat. They say it. You bought 1K of Trump at 25 bucks. Yeah. What is that right now? Like 13? Trump has a 39%. That's not true. There's no way he has a 30. I mean, according to a specific Quinnipiac poll, you can't say that. You got to take a composite if you're going to do that. It's not 39%. Yeah, no, this is not going to help Trump's approval rating at all. This is not a popular thing. It's just not. And you would say, well, it's not technically Trump's fault. You know, and I would agree because Trump wanted this is Israel undercutting Trump. But what is the response from Trump after Iran responds to these Israel strikes? Does Trump help Israel? That's the next thing we got to look at. You wanted me to take a look at Benny Boy?
Ducey to give us an idea of what we're looking at. I know the White House lights are still on, at least for the time being. Peter, what have we heard from the White House? What do you anticipate that we will hear from the White House?
Just in, while Jennifer was giving her report, they told us what President Trump's next big meeting on this is going to be. It's 11 o'clock tomorrow. The president will attend a National Security Council meeting in the Situation Room that is closed press because that is going to be where they talk about all of the U.S. intelligence that they've been able to gather about these strikes overnight, stuff that Israel might not be sharing with us. And we don't know what Israel shared with us ahead of time. Earlier today in the East Room, I asked President Trump what the Israelis told us that made him want to evacuate the family members of U.S. service members in the Middle East. And he said, at least in this public setting, that Israel didn't tell us anything. I also had a chance to ask him in the East Room whether or not he was trying to talk Netanyahu out of these strikes ahead of time, or if it was so important to the administration to keep Iran from getting a nuclear weapon that he would just say, this is not a U.S. war. Bibi can do what he's got to do. Ultimately, the result is good. And the president's answer was Israel, or rather Iran, just cannot get a nuclear weapon. Something else, it's pretty late here. On the East Coast, it's 10 something, and a lot of folks in the West Wing are still at their desks. As I was walking up the driveway a few minutes ago, I spoke to a senior official who told me President Trump is still meeting with his senior team. He is still watching the pictures come in from the region, just like the rest of us. I asked if we were going to get a readout of any of his calls. It doesn't sound like we're going to get that tonight, but I have been directed by everybody that I've spoken to Rubio's statement, which does one thing mainly, and that is distance the United States from these attacks. Rubio said, tonight Israel took unilateral action against Iran. We are not involved in strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region. Israel advised us that they believe this action was necessary for its self-defense. President Trump and the administration have taken all necessary steps to protect our forces, and they remain in contact with the regional partners. And so there's a lot going on, and President Trump is going to we expect continue monitoring this throughout the night, and then he will be in the Situation Room first thing tomorrow. And he's staying in town for the big military parade. And then you look ahead to next week, he'll be in Canada meeting with G7 partners for the annual G7 summit. They are the host. And
right. And so, you know, that's, I guess Trump is not speaking tonight. But they're saying, well, no, this is not, they didn't support this, and we know that the administration didn't support this. They were trying to get the nuclear deal done. All of this wouldn't have happened if Trump didn't get rid of the Obama nuclear deal. Yeah, no, they could have signed, but the thing is it didn't even matter. They could have signed a better nuclear deal anyways. You know, Israel's aggression was Oil prices surged by 11%. What is it? Of course, the VIX is up. 76. I mean, when is this going to stop? Is this going to stop at some point? Will there be any curfews because of the protests? I don't think so. Maybe in the large cities, but it doesn't seem like it's to that scale. Iran never complied with Obama's nuclear deal. Well, there was a number of reasons he canceled it. It was also that the deal was going to expire anyways, maybe by 2025. Oil will drop as soon as a nothing burger is over. I agree. Hopefully it is a nothing burger. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this stream. We will see what happens with this, but I mean, I didn't, obviously you don't expect this when you stream, and so, yeah, situation here. It's, you know, there's going to be a lot of reports of strikes, a response by Iran, and Trump talking about it tomorrow, so there'll be a response from Trump tomorrow, I'm sure. Why would Trump take out personnel out of Iran? Well, no, that's because they were worried about a strike happening, but he warned against it. He said not to do it. I mean, they knew it was possible. That doesn't mean they approved it. All right, guys. Hopefully we don't get too much of a haircut in the market tomorrow. Batten down the hatches. But yeah.